Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas. Pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
That it is, my friends. Good morning. Good morning. And Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. It has finally happened. An offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. Get involved at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, as we said, where you can go, you subscribe to the channel. You certainly do everything you can to be part of the program in leaving your comments right there for it to happen. Also, 800-919-3776. Bart has just walked in the studio. Roads are blocked off. All kinds of problems. Bart says they create ways to make you late. One of those ways is to leave perhaps a little earlier. Here, turn on the mic.
Nah, I was here with 20 minutes to spare. I literally was 3 blocks away on Houston Street.
What'd they block it off for?
They got 18-wheelers out. I guess they're picking the snow off of the banks. So they shut the street down altogether. So they got literally 18-wheelers, trailers, and they forklifting up snow.
What a disaster.
Literally right there on Houston and that street right there.
Yeah.
Literally a block. So I ended up having to, instead of going straight, I made a left by that McDonald's.
Yeah.
And had to go around and then go around, go up, come back around, and then
it's just never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy.
And then I walked 3.5 blocks.
That's not, well, that in and of itself, I would have turned around and gone home. If I had to walk 3.5 blocks, I'm done. How do you expect me to make this work today?
I started to call in. Like, let me just do a call-in interview, and I'm just going to sit here by the McDonald's.
Well,
that's a first, though. I've been stopped here for a long time. Like, working for the fan. I've been working in the city probably now for what? At this point,
6-7 years, at least 7 years?
At least 8 years.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever seen the road shut down for snowbanks.
I've never seen that happen either. I've never seen them come in with the actual
melting thing?
backhoes and whatever to try to clear it out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But instead of having the trucks run with traffic, they had them across, so you couldn't go.
Right.
So they're not allowing traffic. Okay, one lane, kind of snake over, bottleneck, and get over. Nah, y'all ain't going nowhere.
Well,
wait.
They shut it down.
Yeah, wait.
Served you up the old screw job, as they say.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
Well,
they probably charged me double for that little tax thing that you do from driving down here.
Because you probably went in and out of the zone.
Yeah, I went out.
So if you
I went in the zone, out the zone. They charged me twice.
What's it called? What's it called, Ray? The
congestion pricing.
The congestion pricing. That's right.
Yeah. Have you ever checked
the screw you zone? That's what they call it.
Have you ever checked your Easy Pass?
No, I don't even want to. I haven't.
Every day.
All I know is they keep changing what the price is that they replenish it with, and it's considering that I drive in, it's like $300 a month.
Yeah.
That they replenish it at.
Yeah, like. Just know every day that you come to work, it's like $30.
Oh, it's more than that. Like between that and parking?
Oh yeah, the other ones. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying for the right to drive to work.
Oh yeah. No, easily.
Yeah.
All right, let's all calm down. Everybody settle down. Everybody relax. and let's get into it. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where they're already starting to get it going in terms of the chat. This morning, Frank Reich has been hired as head coach of the New York. Excuse me, Frank. I'm sorry. I projected to week 8 already. Frank Reich has been hired as offensive coordinator for the New York Jets. Look, to me, this is about as good of a situation as you could have come out of it with. Frank Reich is somebody that has an established history as a good offensive coordinator, and considering how dicey this entire situation has looked for the last few weeks, I think the Jets did about as well as they could through all of it when it became clear that the Wink Martindale thing was going to fall apart.
I mean, for me, I just know how this thing works. We'll probably get calls up here with people trying to poo-poo the pick, but they love Matt Nagy. You know what I'm saying? They'll poo-poo the Jets pick because it's the Jets, and everybody it's low-hanging fruit. But I would say that the Frank Reich is just as good or a better hire than Matt Nagy. Because
I won't argue with that.
Because of the history of Frank Reich developing and winning with quarterbacks that aren't Patrick Mahomes, right? For his development. And who knows, maybe this opens the door for them to say, hey, you can bring Carson Wentz as your veteran backup. Maybe Carson Wentz becomes your veteran backup because he's had success with him in Philadelphia, and he had success with him to a certain extent in Indianapolis.
How about Jacoby Brissett?
I don't like Jacoby Brissett. His ceiling is too low.
Mm-hmm.
His ceiling is too low. His floor is not at the bottom, but it's not super high either. Like, at least Carson Wentz is a mobile quarterback, and he's the quarterback that I've seen play at a high level last year with Minnesota before the elbow injury, whatever he had, whatever ailment he had. You know that he'll be comfortable. He'll understand Frank Reich's terminology. He'll understand Frank Reich. And I'm speaking for the backup. I'm not saying don't go get Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that if you bring in a guy maybe like Carson Wentz, it gives you a formidable backup that can win you some games.
It's not Carson Wentz to start. No.
Correct.
No.
Right.
Absolutely.
But
not.
People have poo-pooed the Frank Reich hire. I still hope and wish that, if they go out there, they go get a guy like I still hopeful that maybe they can convince Greg Roman to come be the run game coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Greg Roman doesn't have another job right now, so maybe so.
Right. I mean, but this is talking about money here,
mm-hmm.
right? Which last I checked, Woody isn't hurting for money, and I'm not counting the man pockets. What I'm counting is the fact that the Jets' evaluation of how much they're worth is still top 10 in the NFL. So why not go out and spend for a top 10 caliber coaching staff? Because there's no cap. There's no cap to that. It's no salary cap to how much you spend on your coaches.
Well, if that were the case, I mean, we don't know exactly why the whole Wink Martindale thing fell apart.
Yeah, we do.
If it was Woody saying to Aaron Glenn,
okay. Yeah, I get you with that. Okay.
No, if it was Woody saying to Aaron Glenn, "Hey, you go call the defense," and I don't want, that's how this is going to work.
But
I don't buy that necessarily. I mean, I do buy that was possible. I don't think it was about the money part of it, though.
Here's why I don't buy that at all. I don't buy that because if that's the case, you think that when those conversations was being had in December, you don't think Woody was aware? You think you have those conversations with Wink Martindale if you're not aware? You don't think Woody knew once he fired Steve Wilkes that he was going to have to spend money for a new defensive coordinator? I think that's assumed. So the fact that they were having conversations since December, January, February, I would assume, and I'll feel real comfortable in saying that it wasn't about Glenn. I think, like most people, your inclination, if this show wasn't doing well, with your background and being a producer or whatever, you would do whatever this show needed to say, hey, if these rankings don't get up, we're all going to get fired. You would say, not on my watch, not on something that I have a background in, right?
Yeah.
It's just human nature. Hell no. I want this job. I want this. I enjoy my salary. I'm going to figure it out. And I'm sure that Aaron Glenn was like, oh, hold up. Hell no. Only person I could trust in this situation is me. And that's the only thing I can live with. I can live with my defense failing, with me instituting my defense. Does this mean I don't have to sit on the side with the red flag and just listen to what the hell's going on, to the offensive coordinator talking, to the defensive coordinator talking? Hell no. And you hear what Robert Saleh said when he mentioned why he wants to call plays, because he felt detached from the team. He felt like a cheerleader. He felt like a guy holding his pom-poms. But when you're the defensive coordinator, any type of coordinator, you're going to have a bigger connection, greater connection with the team, because you're in these meetings, because you're introducing the philosophy, because you're saying, hey, man, this is what we got to do this week. You're a part of the team. When you're the head coach, after the team meeting, offensive team go to their spot, defensive team go to their spot, the head coach goes back to his office and does what? So I think it's also about trying to figure out, to have your ear to the streets too, so to speak. I think it allows you to keep your ears. It allows him to keep his ears to the streets, a pulse of like what's going on, what's being said, because you can listen, you can hear, right? When you're the defensive coordinator, you go in, you present the team, then the linebacker coach gets up, then you have the down the distance coach gets up and presents, and now you're the coach. You can observe, you can be more hands on with your team, and then you can understand what's going on with your team.
Well, when we sat here last week and it was clear the Martindale thing wasn't going to happen, you still felt like if they went 1 for 2, they were going to end up in a decent situation. And they went 1 for 2. And I feel like they have ended up in a decent situation. Here's what I could confidently say, and it's rare that you have been able to say this over the last few years, specifically. The Jets are better today than they were yesterday, because they have an offensive coordinator who knows what the hell he's doing. And if you want to nitpick it, go ahead and nitpick it. Here's what I know about Frank Reich. When Philadelphia went to the Super Bowl, Carson Wentz was playing at an MVP level, and then he got hurt. And Nick Foles was able to be tutored enough through it by Frank Reich to get to a place where they still won the Super Bowl. And after that, what happened with Nick Foles in his career? It went out the window.
Got paid a lot of money.
It did get paid a lot of money, but it still went out the window in terms of his level of success. Frank Reich goes to Indianapolis. First year, he has Andrew Luck. He signs up for Andrew Luck thinking he's got a great chance to win, and Andrew Luck's gone after a year.
Yeah. Had no offensive line at all. Andrew Luck got beat up.
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, it got beat up out of Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
Out of Andrew Luck.
And so if you want to look at how he fared after that, that's fine. I'm going to give you the Frank Reich year by year. What he was able. I'm trying to pump the.
I understand
what at the same time.
What he's been able to do and his history, right? And never forget that he was a quarterback. That's what I love, because he can speak quarterback mechanics. He can speak quarterback speech.
All right. So here are the years. Okay, Frank Reich, first year 10-6, lost in the divisional round with Andrew Luck. Then Andrew Luck's gone. Luck's last year was 2018. The next year, with Jacoby Brissett as his leading passer, went 7-9. The following year, Phillip Rivers went 11-5 and lost in the wild card round. Year after that, Carson Wentz went 9-8. And then year after that, Matt Ryan, who was cooked at that point, they went 3-5-1, and then he got fired. So Frank Reich's record at Indianapolis, you could look at and say, you know what? It wasn't as nearly as bad as we would make it out to be. Frank Reich's record in Indianapolis before what happened in Carolina, let's see here, that was 40-33-1. And then in Carolina, in year one, with a rookie quarterback,
60%?
40-33-1. I think to do with some math on that. It's not quite 60, but it's not far off.
Let's see.
547. It's not horrible.
That's not too far below some of the coaches that we just lauded in this
and again,
cycle.
Pointing out, 5 years, 5 different quarterbacks. Okay? 5 years, 5 different quarterbacks. Goes to Carolina. Works for a nut job owner. gets fired after 11 games with a rookie quarterback who looked absolutely horrible. Now, this does not come from Frank Reich himself or anybody close to him, but all of the stories around Frank Reich at the time of the draft were that Frank Reich and his people wanted C.J. Stroud and the owner wanted Bryce Young. Now, at the time, Frank Reich looked pretty damn smart if that was the case. Right now, maybe not as much, but let me ask you this question.
Stroud's they're still equal. It's not like Bryce Young
C.J. Stroud is not, his career is not dead. You're not paying him yet, but his career is not dead.
Well, I saw, I don't know if you saw his haircut. When dudes cut their dreads, it's like the rebirth.
Oh, he cut his dreads. I didn't realize that.
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh, really? So he's looked like you now.
He's got like a little curly out top. Like he must got some Puerto Rican or some Caucasian in him because he got some juice and berries I ain't got. I got that Hutu Tutsi, Rwanda forever grade. You know what I'm saying? I got that barely diluted African Negro hair.
Okay, that's long enough.
The Hutu and the Tutsis. You know what I'm saying? Hotel Rwanda.
I don't
Forrest
know
Whitaker.
I don't know of what you're talking about. Here we go. I see it. It doesn't look horrible.
No, it doesn't. I say he got juice and berries.
Yeah.
But you see his hair, like, you know what I'm saying? He clearly is either half white or Puerto Rican or something, you know what I'm saying? He got a little, like, he can put a El DeBarge or Chico DeBarge ponytail in his head. I can't do that.
2, 3, 4. Okay, we're good.
You know what I'm saying?
Next. At any rate, the point being, Frank Reich does not have a bad history with people. Frank Reich is not somebody that, put it this way, I think Frank Reich probably has a better history overall as a coordinator than Greg Roman does.
You know one thing else I like about it? The fact that he just came from college. Because he got a look front and center of what these young offenses are doing. And I'm not just saying from his standpoint. I'm saying for the teams that he went against. What is he in the Pac-12? Stanford's where?
Stanford's the ACC now. As bizarre as that is, yes.
Okay.
Stanford's the ACC.
You can't go any farther west than where they at.
Yes.
But they're the ACC.
Yes, they're in the ACC now.
Okay.
After the Pac-12 just absolutely blew up.
Okay. Well, he was able to also maybe learn some things, get some more feathers in his cap because the offenses that he saw, and I'm sure he imitated and took some things from some of these offenses that he went against. And he's a former quarterback. I say that again. If I'm going to be an offensive coordinator, my main relationship as an offensive coordinator is to develop the quarterback. And my job is dependent on the quarterback. It is a plus, the fact that I was able to be a quarterback myself. It's just like me speaking to, can I coach safeties? Absolutely. Can I coach defensive tackles? Yes. Can I coach outside linebackers? Yep. But is it a different level or a different depth that I can go through because I can see visually exactly what that linebacker sees, that middle linebacker, because that's been my perspective and that's been my vision my entire life? Absolutely. So I feel even more emboldened that the Jets, in the second round, third round, fourth round, a guy like Nussmeier, pet project on the side. As we go get Kyler Murray and Carson Wentz, I have no pressure. I have absolutely zero pressure to have to play a second round or third round quarterback. I got no pressure. So that means that quarterback gets an entire redshirt year for me to see what this guy is all about. And does that stop me the next year? Unless Kyler Murray is like amazing, we're like, man, we want to sign him like Jared Goff. Unless he's like amazing or the quarterback that we get is amazing like that, I feel confident that I don't have to play the second rounder next year either. And it's not going to stop me from going out. Hopefully I develop the second rounder, and the second rounder can be the backup, and I can say goodbye Carson Wentz. And I still, if I feel inclined to, can go out and say, man, I'm going to spend these 2 first-round draft picks to go up and get me an ace in the hole, get me a first-rounder. So it gives the Jets a guy that we always talk about farm systems in baseball. Well, it's a farm system in football as well. The Jets just haven't been able to do that. We saw some of that with Bryce Huff, a guy that we didn't expect much from, that came out and contributed at a major level. We saw that with Quincy Williams. But the problem is the Jets don't do that enough. It's not guys that we see, like you're a Pittsburgh fan. We've seen them move from to Woodley to James Harrison to Joey Porter. We've seen them move from Kevin Green to Jason Gilden. Not all these guys were first or second round draft picks, but because of the farm system, because the way of doing business, you're able to develop people and that's when you get contributions. And I'm not even going to go into the Baltimore thing because we all know Ozzie finds guys, Pro Bowlers, All Pros. Marshall Yonder, third-round draft pick, is going to be a Hall of Famer in a couple of seasons or maybe this season. And that's what I like about the Frank Reich hire because unlike Matt Nagy, I don't know anything about Matt Nagy. I don't think he played quarterback. But unlike Matt Nagy, Frank Reich actually played the position. He played it at the highest level too. So he's not talking college stuff. He's talking from, hey, man, I was behind Jim Kelly, and this is what I did when I was a backup. And it also gives him those stories to develop the guys that's drafted. Hey, man, you can make it, man. I know exactly what you're feeling. Guess what, man? I was here. Nobody knew who I was. This what you got to do to survive as a backup.
Well, for me, this is just a case of the Jet offense getting better, and the Jet offense get better today. Tanner Eggstrand versus Frank Reich, that's not close. That's not close remotely. Today, this is a sentence that you don't hear very often. Today's a good day for the Jets. When you look at how the entire last 2 months have played out, from the Steve Wilkes firing on to getting to this point today, they are better in their coaching staff today. And I would assume that Frank Reich's going to have a heavy hand in who he wants to hire on the offensive side based on the guys that they got rid of already and where he wants to go to from there. Now, you're talking about Greg Roman in the run game?
I'm trying to convince Greg Roman, seriously, like Greg.
But Greg doesn't have a job right now, so it shouldn't be that hard to convince him.
But Greg is still getting paid because he got fired, so he's still technically still getting paid from the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I am talking to him like, listen, you're in New York, man. You'll bounce back. If this run game is bouncing, look, you got Breece Hall and Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis behind there. You got a stable, and you got a good offensive line. This will help your resume. If the Jets lead the league in rushing, and Breece looks like the player that we expect him and hope that he can be, then he got a pounding back and Braylon Allen, a big hammer. That's basically what he had or was trying to have with Najee Harris and Hampton. But Breece is a better version of that, and I think Braylon Allen is a better version of Najee Harris. Man, that's not a bad group to have to coach as far as getting the run game right. And if the Jets go out and get another weapon on the outside, that means you really can't load the box against me. And then if you add Kyler Murray to it, now Greg Roman can say part of his run game is the RPO, so he can bring the Colin Kaepernick type of run game. And listen, this is what people don't understand. And it was the same thing with Russell Wilson. Tall doesn't mean big. Tall means tall.
Thick means big.
Maurice Jones-Drew?
Yeah.
Might as well have been Mike Allstott.
He was a bowling ball.
Exactly. So don't think that because Kyler Murray is short, he's little. He's short. So him and the Colin Kaepernick. So when I mention Colin Kaepernick and I mention Kyler Murray in the same sentence, don't get it twisted by thinking about height. Thinking about the ability to take a hit in the the thickness. Like Russell Wilson. Thick. Didn't worry about him taking a hit because he wasn't no little dude.
Bart Carlin. ESPN. New York. Always right in the line. Got to give it a little bit of time.
Are these your friends calling in? I think this might be the first call I've ever had from Chatham on the board.
No, I don't think so. but it loves how I cleaned up the coffee for Michael yesterday. That's the important stuff that we'll get to at 800-919-3776. Your thoughts on the Frank Reich hiring. Are you happy with the Frank Reich hiring? Do you actually feel like the Jets are headed in a better direction today? And if so, what does that feel like? It's Bart Carlin just getting started over on the ESPN New York YouTube page and on the ESPN New York app.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Access to education changes lives. That's why National University provides flexible online and hybrid programs from associate to doctorate degrees. Since 1971, NU was built to serve non-traditional working and military learners nationwide. NU understands the demands of work, family, and service. Each year, more than 130,000 learners trust National University to move forward. Visit nu.edu to learn more.
In New Jersey, the big delay of the day continues on Route 78 eastbound by exit 45 at Summit. Cleanup of an earlier tractor-trailer accident. The 2 right lanes remain closed. Looks like they've sanded the roadway, but those 2 right lanes are still out. Multiple mile backups past Berkeley Heights. Get with Route 22. Many of you have. It's already slow and still slow into New Providence Road. At Hauppauge on the island, Route 111 by Wisconsin Highway at 347. It's an accident both ways right near the diner. What a mess there both ways on Route 111. And the Van Wyck and Queens southbound, a mess by Hillside Avenue, Atlantic Avenue, right lane construction, and an earlier broken down car. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
Last call for football, and all week long, FanDuel's giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on the receiving markets. Receiving yards over, under, alt receiving yards, and most receiving yards. Now, it's hard to bet against Jackson Smith and Jigba for over receiving yards, but maybe you're a Cardi B fan like me and you want to rock with Stephon Diggs for most receiving yards. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. So whether you're looking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel's giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. 21 and over, physically present in New York, option required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for the gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You remember what it feels like to move without thinking about pain? To get up, sit up, walk, work, or live without that constant ache? If neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica took that away from you, it's time to get it back. I'm Bart Scott. Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the guy you need. Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no scars, no long recovery, just precise, image-guided, non-surgical treatments designed to get you feeling strong again. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted, there is no reason to wait. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering 25% off windows and doors and 0% APR for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends February 28th, 2026.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. We got Bart talking about getting buried in snow. We got to talk about the driveway. That's a whole freaking mess. It's a whole freaking mess.
The thing is, because the weather's been so cold, it hasn't melted. So it hasn't. And we built baby icebergs.
We have, and now they're impossible to get rid of.
And they're dirty.
I saw a lot of videos yesterday.
People digging themselves out finally?
No. You know what this was? This was people who had cleared out their parking spot and somebody else took it.
Oh, them fighting words.
And you know what they were doing?
Burying them
Taking water and putting it right next to and all around the tires
so they can't get out.
So they can't get out.
That's what I'm telling you. Listen, see, this is the thing.
This is war, man.
So especially like in Harlem, places like that where it's already tough. Like I know people that live in Harlem and live in certain areas that they have to get up at like 5 o'clock and move their car.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Because of the street sweeping and all that stuff. But now you got the snow. There are still cars that are buried that people haven't moved them.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
And now and the thing is they're kind of in the street. So they're kind of in the way. But the thing is, like, somebody dig out. So I was watching somebody couldn't dig themselves out because it wouldn't move on the left side in the street. So they dug out like to the right side, drove on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Half a block.
Yep.
It came out the crossway. It's real in these streets, man.
It is. And the way that the weather has been, it is not giving anything a chance to melt.
Yeah.
And it ain't going away anytime soon because it's going to be colder this weekend.
That's the crazy thing. It's at freezing.
Oh, my God.
But see, we got spoiled by the first snow. It snowed a lot. Oh, man. Then it rained the next day. Then it got warm and it was gone. Like, that was cute. Everybody was all in the parks and stuff. These fighting words now. No. Somebody steal your parking spot, you going to knock on your door.
I saw some of those, like, no joke. There were at least 3 or 4 videos that came up of people pouring water on and around the tires of other people, like late in the day. Oh, you're going to steal my spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to say a gender thing.
I spent an hour and a half digging out of it.
I don't want to say a gender thing, but this has been mostly women that I've seen doing this.
Stealing spots?
No. If you wake up and your window's frozen, do not get hot water.
No.
And pour like people with whole windshields was exploding.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't do that.
That's science.
Yes, that's science. That's like they tell you, and it's not the same material, obviously, but one time I got stuck outside in a literal blizzard.
Yeah.
And I was out there for like 10 minutes, and I didn't have any gloves on. And my hands...
Them hands look like red-hot sausage links.
Yeah, and I couldn't feel them or anything like that. So idiot me, what do? Oh, let me run some hot water under them. Yeah, no.
It's like pins and needles.
Yeah, then you're shot to hell for 2 or 3 days if you don't get permanent frostbite. I know somebody who was a football player who got permanent frostbite from that. From doing that same thing. Who had to practice outside, was a receiver, had that happen.
He's like the butler on Mr. Deeds with the dead arm.
Not quite that bad. But jeez.
Remember, that was the guy off the, oh man, not Parker Lewis Must Lose. But you know, the guy that played it was, oh man, what was the show that he was on?
I don't remember. From Mr. Deeds, that he was on another show?
He was on a show, like, it was a show not Parker Lewis Can't Lose, but it was like a dumb show when he was like a captain or something on the boat. I'm going to find it. It was the most funny show, man. Remember Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Yes, I do.
It was almost like a
Ferris
late
80s
yeah,
Fox.
It was almost like a
It was
Ferris
like one
Bueller.
of those first Fox sitcoms
it was
that
like
they tried.
It was like a Ferris Bueller. But the guy that played Mr. Deeds, I'm going to find his shows that he was on.
Okay.
You know, he got the balding hair in the middle. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember his name specifically.
We got the people talking. I would love to speak to Al first.
Okay, let's go. Al in Patterson, New Jersey on ESPN New York. Al, what's going on, bud? How are you?
Pretty good. What's going on, guys? Just out here working on the road. As I said to your producer, does it matter? Does it really matter today about this change, and I say that because I don't care what offensive coordinator they went and got. He has no one to work with. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. And really quick, I really think that they would have gotten more from their fan base if they would have held the contest for the best John Madden players and hired that individual as the offensive coordinator.
So Al, let's go. Al, let's go through it then. No, Al, that was tumbleweeds. Al.
Yeah, nothing.
But Al, let's go through it. They have no weapons. Fashanu, how does he rank as a left tackle?
I mean, he's average.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's well above average with a quarterback that held the balls longer than anybody in the league. Mimbu, above average. Mimbu, where does Breece Hall rank? Top 10?
Yeah,
top 15?
I'm not a Jets fan.
Right.
To me, they're average. Average.
So what I'm telling you, Al, is that the Jets have potentially in a top 10 offensive line when you look at what they have talent-wise. Now, when you rank in an offensive line, it really also matters who the quarterback is because it's about getting the ball out and the rankings and the sack numbers and all that stuff means something. What I'm trying to tell you is quite the contrary. The Jets have plenty of weapons. I think the Jets, in my opinion, has a much better offense outside of the quarterback position, which is a huge part, than the Giants. Man for man, running back, let's say receivers equal. Tight ends about the same. But offensive line, it's not even close, in my opinion. It's not even close. Center, guards, right tackle.
I don't know how you could consider it, other than the left tackle spot, how you could consider it close. It's not. It's not.
So,
even without AVT, it's not.
The Jets have way less problems on offense than people think. Two positions, quarterback and another receiver.
And those two positions,
or
specifically quarterback, as much as we talk about being a force multiplier, it can be a force divider as well. Not meaning that it's not dividing the team, but dividing what the abilities are of other guys when you can't get them the ball.
Exactly.
It can kill you in that regard.
If the Jets go out and get a guy like Mekhi Lemon or Tyson or one of those guys, you can say that arguably with Ina Mitchell and Mechie, that the Jets have guys that's their third and fourth receiver that could potentially start for some teams.
How about John in Chatham, New Jersey is up next. John, what's going on?
That's your boy, your hood.
Gentlemen, yes.
What's up, man?
I usually call Michael's show, but Chris, I had to call in.
Because he sabotaged Michael's show. Because he sabotaged Michael's shows. So now you want to call in. You want to give him a broad beating for messing up Michael's board.
No. I want to congratulate him by doing what he did. He cleaned it up best he could, but he stayed after the show and went back in Michael's show and made sure he didn't miss nothing. Cleaned it perfectly. That's what just shows a considerate gentleman. And it's like, guys, you remember the movie? You remember the movie of Barksdale?
Yeah, of course. She's one of the special ones.
Chris passed the test. He in that movie.
He opened the door. He opened the door.
Right. Sonny lent the car to see with the girl, and he says it. If you open the door for the girl on the passenger side, and by the time you get around to the driver's side, she leans over and opens the door for you. That's a considerate person, and that's exactly what Chris is.
Hey,
maybe, Bart, would you have done that? Stayed and cleaned up and made sure there was nothing? I think only one other host would have done that, and that would have been Mike. That would have been Michael himself.
John, you crazy. I absolutely would have did. I'm one of the most considerate people you ever meet. But, John, tell me this. Did you realize that Sonny, right? Sonny, the guy that got shot at the end, did you realize that he actually was the writer of the movie and he actually was the little kid in real life?
Yeah, because he lived a life. He was born in the Bronx.
Yeah. He was the little kid. He was Colangelo.
Listen, I think a lot of people would have done that. I knocked over the coffee.
What, is just going to let it sit there like a pool in lake?
Yeah, I cleaned it up with regular towels, and then I went and found some wet wipes.
Yeah, sticky.
And I came back in, and when Michael was on the air, I came in and wiped off the microphone.
Did we ever ask Michael, was that his breath that was on the mic?
We didn't, but it couldn't have been his. He's here one day a week.
Oh, that's right. It would have wore off.
He's here one day a week, so I couldn't hit him with that. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, we find out from an NFL executive next exactly what he thinks about the hiring of Frank Reich. That's on the way. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. Bet live for your share of $5 million in prizes with code WHSQ in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY and 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming Inc.
Don't miss Mets manager Carlos Mendoza as he joins the Michael Kay Show live today at 1:30 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball. The action starts tonight at Pig Beach with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nuggets, Pig Beach is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m. Team ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 3537 36th Street, ground floor in Astoria. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials, and cool prizes all game long at Pig Beach in Astoria.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you're tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS, Tax Relief Advocates wants you to know you don't have to be afraid. No matter what challenging life situation you're facing while owing 10 or even hundreds of thousands in back taxes to the IRS, we have a solution. TRA has already negotiated over $1.5 billion in taxes owed by over 180,000 struggling taxpayers since 2017, earning over 1,000 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Generous tax debt forgiveness programs are currently available that can end your tax nightmare and may reduce or eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you're facing collections or an audit, don't lose hope. Act now to check what tax relief you may qualify for. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-583-4890. 800-583-4890. Again, that's 800-583-4890. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Jets hire Frank Reich as their offensive coordinator, Bart and Carlin, on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Don't forget, Knicks fans, coming up in just a couple of weeks, Bart and myself will be at a special Knicks watch party on Thursday, February 19th. Tara Moore, 150 West 30th Street, starting at 7 p.m. Knicks taking on the Pistons. So you know Bart's going to be chatty. It is a huge Eastern Conference matchup with Wild Turkey Bourbon specials. Great prizes, awesome vibes all night. You'll also have chances to win Knicks tickets and enter Wild Turkey Bourbon's ultimate New York game day experience this April. Join Bart and I at Tara Moore Thursday, February 19th, tip-off, 7:30 p.m. It's brought to you by Wild Turkey Bourbon. When you know it's right, don't change a damn thing. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy Wild Turkey responsibly.
It could be we may decide to rest Cade. It could be a load management day for Cade. We'll be all right.
All right, settle down. I mean, we're not making decisions for me here. Not a load management day for Cade. You want to do a 5-hour show and then go do that?
What I'm saying is, it don't matter.
What do you mean?
The Pistons are deep. Cade can take a day off.
Oh, Cade. I thought you were saying K.
No, Cade.
Like Michael K. Like you and I are going to do a 5-hour show that day.
Cade Cunningham.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, he might be a load management day.
Let's bring in our guy. He is Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL front office insider, who joins us right now. Mike, Chris, and Bart, as always, good to talk to you. Mike is out in San Francisco right now. Just give me the feel out there. Are you in San Francisco? Or are you in Santa Clara? Where are you right now?
In Oakland.
I'm in San Francisco. I mean, do you want the nautical miles? I'm like 175 yards from Fisherman's Wharf, and a lot of good sourdough in the area, Chris.
Oh, I love. Let me tell you something.
Are you winding it up,
Mike? There is not a better bread out there than sourdough. I said it. Let it go.
Yeah, a bit yeasty for my taste, but I understand.
A bit yeasty. Now, let me tell you what, sourdough is so good. Anyway, Mike, I'm not going to ask you to bring me any home. That's fine, because I probably won't see you before the draft, and that'll be 4 months from now as it is. So let's just go here. Jets hire Frank Reich this morning. Your reaction?
Yeah, look, he's an experienced guy. Ironically, I saw him last year. My son's at the UVA. Frank was the head coach last year at Stanford. I thought he did a really good job, actually, given the very unusual circumstances that he got hired with Andrew Luck, and they made a change with head coach Taylor. It was a weird timing thing. And look, he's a very credible guy. He's smart. He's experienced. And obviously that was probably something that was important to them when they made the change.
They say beggars can't be choosy, but sometimes you can get greedy. Do you think they still should maybe assess an assistant head coach job to try and lure a guy like Greg Roman to kind of just be the run game coordinator? I know sometimes when people don't get the positions that they want, they give them the assistant head coaching job, and that allows them to pay them a little bit more money. But do you think that the combination of Frank Reich and maybe Greg Roman, could be something dynamic, especially with his history of putting together outside of Mike McDaniels and Sean McVay, one of the best run games in all of football?
Yeah, what's interesting about that part, I'll answer that more in the macro, which is there's all sorts of things going on in the league right now where you're seeing all sorts of titles, run game coordinator, pass game coordinator. Yeah. There's a bigger question and discussion around like the hiring practices and what's happened, and and we certainly can get into that as well. But yeah, to me, if you can add credible coaches titles are much more fluid than they used to be. So I understand your point. And, if there's other candidates, Greg Roman or someone else, Bart, that, made an impression on the Jets and Aaron Glenn, that is definitely the trend in the league. Bigger staffs, more people, more titles.
Mike Tannenbaum with us, ESPN NFL front office insider. Mike, he's a veteran. We know all that. When you're evaluating offensive coordinators and you don't necessarily know who your quarterback is going to be for the coming year yet, take me through a little bit of what that process is like in the evaluation of how can I get the right guy that might fit with the right coordinator, especially if it feels like I'm not going to draft somebody terribly high.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things you're getting with Frank Reich is experience, which is important because, and this is the fun part about what we do. Like, we could speculate, hey, is it Kyler Murray? Is it Jacoby Brissett? Is it Mac Jones? Some would be free agency, some would be a trade. And sitting in that seat, I would tell you guys, like, there is comfort to know that Frank Reich's seen it all. He's played, he's coached it, as a head coach, as an offensive coordinator. So given the uncertainty of the position, and I would think it's likely it'll be both draft choice and a veteran player, it's nice to know that, you're working with a guy every day that's been through, whatever scenario, comes to the surface.
Now, when you think about Frank Reich and you think about what he did with guys like Carson Wentz, and, I'm glad you brought up Mac Jones because I've been thinking that Mac Jones, I understand how important the backup quarterback is and what a big role they played in the NFL season this season. But what would it take to be able to get a guy like Mac Jones when, San Francisco probably covets him because of them losing Brock Purdy for, 8 games?
Yeah, and that's where I think they deserve a ton of credit. If you look at Daniel Jones, for example, he signed a 1-year deal. Mac Jones signed a 2-year deal. If I'm San Francisco, I'm not sure I'm moving on. I think I'm going to have a really good team next year. Injuries for whatever reason, there's that bizarre story out there about the power station, which I don't agree with whatsoever, but they've dealt with a lot of injuries for a long time. I don't think I'm trading Mac Jones if I'm the 49ers.
But if you were, what do you think it takes? Jets have 2 second-round draft picks.
Right. Well, I think it would be at least a 2, Bart, but my point is if you and I and Chris were running the, 49ers, then we think reasonably, we could have a really good team next year because we're going to get back one good player after next, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Mikael Williams, their first-round pick from last year. I just don't know if I would want to have the second-round pick. I think I'd rather have Mac Jones, who keeps getting better, and Brock Purdy is a guy that's not big, not overly athletic by NFL standards, so that means the chances of getting hurt go up. I just don't know if I would trade him.
I'm with Mike on this. I think it's going to be awfully difficult to pry him out of there. Mike, let's talk Kyler Murray for a minute. What's your evaluation of him at this point, if that's a road the Jets want to go down?
Yeah, look, he's another exception, right? He's not your prototypical size, but he has rare athleticism. Just as a reminder for our audience, he could have played, professional baseball. I mean, he has generational athleticism. Sometimes, a change of scenery is good for everybody. And it just seems like in the dot connecting world, guys, it just seems like it could be time for a fresh start for him. So I think he's really intriguing. He's just not big, but he can make plays that very few quarterbacks can make.
How about how he fits in? There was the stuff a couple of years ago about the studying thing. That's all gone away. How about how he would fit in as a leader? Because I would think it's kind of an inflection point in his career, too.
Yeah, I think he nailed it. I mean, we could talk about Geno Smith, Baker Mayfield. We could talk about, Sam Darnold, obviously, playing this week. That, hey, sometimes for whatever reason you need, a change of scenery. This is a really hard position to play. And that wouldn't concern me as much because I think you're going to get the best version of Kyler Murray, wherever he may go.
Now, where does Deshaun Watson maybe play in this offseason? Now, you talk about it's so amazing that when you think about it, the dude's like 29 years old. It's like sometimes I forget how young he is because it seems like he's been around forever, with him and Patrick Mahomes. But do we see him maybe playing into like maybe this offseason being able to be a guy that can try and recreate himself all over again?
I just think that we haven't seen him play good football in a long time. And not saying that it's not impossible, Bart, because, we just talked about a litany of quarterbacks that have turned their careers around. But, at some point you got to show that you could play and be productive, and in his case too, be durable. You've dealt with injuries, Bart. When you're coming off of, double Achilles, that would be a big concern for me.
Now, Mike, will you be on Radio Row making any paid appearances this week, hawking any products?
No, but I'll be doing it for sourdough bread bowl, like clam chowder. So
let me tell you
every
something.
appearance, I'm hoping, that's what I'm hoping for.
The sourdough bread bowl at Panera, Mike, I'm on board. Giddy up. Let's go. You get that fresh.
We'll work for bread bowls.
Good. Mike, good talking to you, brother.
One last thing for me,
Oh,
Mike.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Anybody like overly impress you at the Senior Bowl as far as maybe being able somebody that can help the Jets or the Giants who have early picks?
I thought Garrett Nussmeier really acquitted himself quite well. I thought the SEC experience, I know he's not the biggest guy, not the biggest hands, but I thought he played well. I think those guys deserve a lot of credit, Bart, because, they're down there, they're learning a new system, they're learning new language, they're teammates they've never been around, and I give him a ton of credit for showing up, given his pedigree, and I think he probably worked his way probably into the second round, in my opinion.
So, Kalis, Ty Simpson, Nussmeier, if you're the Jets with that second pick and all are available, who are you going with?
Yeah, I mean, the easy answer is we need a little bit more information, but I do like Ty Simpson. I do like, all those guys. I thought, again, Garrett really helped himself. So we got more time to figure it out, but I do think, the post-Mendoza quarterback may not be sexy in the household, but there'll be some productive players available.
Mike, appreciate it. We'll talk soon, and enjoy it out there this week.
Okay, thank you, guys.
That's Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL front office insider. That's the other thing that people are not considering when I've heard negativity about Kyler Murray. We'll talk a little more about it in a minute. It's a big moment for Kyler Murray. And if you look at those other guys in the league, it's a salvage point of your career, too. Now, he got paid, but does he want to get paid again?
Correct the mundo.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Aaron Boone, Yankee manager. Now, you have a great life, and this is your 9th year as a Yankee manager, but how much does it gnaw at you that you have not yet been the last team standing in your time as Yankee manager?
That's really the one and only huge thing that does gnaw at me when it comes to this. So it does. Working like heck to fix that and to change that, but I understand it's attached to me.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Wild Turkey Bourbon and ESPN New York are bringing you the ultimate New York game day. 2 games, 1 damn day. We're kicking things off on Saturday at Cappy's on 670 Merrick Road in Lynbrook, starting at 1 p.m. Stop by for Wild Turkey tastings, exclusive giveaways, and your chance to win an epic New York sports experience. Opening day energy in the Bronx, Knicks at night vibes, all in one unforgettable day. So grab your crew and experience Wild Turkey at Cappy's in Lynbrook this Saturday. Must be 21 or older. Drink responsibly.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Every great team has its core players. But when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
So the Jets hire Frank Reich, and then the NBA trade deadline approaches tomorrow, a little bit over 24 hours, and moves have been made. And then are we gearing up on a Giannis deal here? Not necessarily for the Knicks, but somewhere. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. I'm going to get back to the calls here in just moments. Go there, subscribe, and hit the like button. Leave your comments. I'll get those in as well. I want to get you on a couple of these trades already. The first one that I was frankly a little bit bummed out about, because when you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, it would have been something that I would have loved to have seen, but I never thought it was going to come together. Jaren Jackson ending up in Utah. Like, Jaren Jackson, to me,
two-time All-Star.
If he had been an opportunity for the Knicks, like, that would have been a phenomenal fit.
For
the Knicks.
For Bridges and Josh Hart.
Like a two-way player, guy
Bridges
that does
a
lot of good things.
6'11".
Oh, my God.
Utah starting five averages 6'11".
That's unbelievable.
They got 2'7" guys, and Jerry Jackson's 6'11". And then your boy's out there, right?
Ace Bailey, yeah.
How's he doing?
He's like 6'9".
But how's he doing?
I think he's doing okay. I haven't checked in on it in a bit.
But when you look at the grades,
he's been decent.
But when you talk,
I don't want to say that he was a project.
Yeah,
but he was going to be 19. A guy that was going to come into the league still pretty young,
very skilled,
and be very skilled. But I don't know that he was going to come into the league and get 20 a night right away.
Yeah.
So let me go look here real quick. But anyway, point being, Jaren Jackson to Utah. I was bummed out about that because not that I ever thought that was going to happen. And there wasn't even any chatter around it, but I thought it would have been interesting. Ace Bailey's at 11 points a game right now, and he's at 11 and 4 rebounds.
Yeah. I mean, but the story around that is right now Utah owns its pick. But with Jaren Jackson, they can win enough that pick could fall to OKC.
Yes. Can you imagine OKC having a lottery pick?
They have more picks than anybody, man.
It's nuts.
It's like crazy. Like, I mean, what's his name down there? Scott? No. The general manager down there.
In Utah?
No, in OKC.
And Sam Presti.
Yeah, what Sam Presti is doing should be studied. It's almost as good as what Danny Ainge did in Boston for a little while ago, where he kept stackpiling those picks and be like, bro, you got more picks than you got players. Like, what are we doing? No, but it should be studied there. But it seemed like people are a lot more high on the Grizzly side. And this really signals what the hell is going on in Memphis. This is a all-out. They got rid of Desmond Bane. Now they're getting rid of their core three. They're getting rid of him. And is Ja behind, or are they going to build behind? But are they going to build around Ja? And these are just the pieces that they're moving for Ja?
They're not building around Ja. That's not happening.
They got rid of everybody so far.
No, I understand.
And this was like an 8-player trade.
But it had gotten really bad with Ja and management and everybody down.
But they got rid of management.
No, I understand, but I would not think that Ja is long for Memphis. I really would. I would not be stunned if he got traded by tomorrow, and would not be stunned if he got traded to Miami. I could definitely see that.
Well, if they do in Miami, then that means they're giving up on the Giannis trade. But it's another trade that if you want to talk about that.
Go ahead. Let me open up the jar.
Well,
Piston swear jar.
They do have the assets to get whoever they want.
Now I don't want to go into your wallet, but I will.
They do have the assets to get whoever they want.
His wallet right there.
They do have the assets to get. Huh? They do have the assets to get what they want, but that's not the team I'm talking about. The team that made a weird trade, and I have to talk about the Pistons because the Pistons was involved in the trade.
Yes, the Bulls.
Jaden Ivey to the Bulls. I think they got Horter and Sarge.
Hunter, yeah.
Hunter and Sarge. But the weird thing is Minnesota got rid of Michael Conley, who always made a bunch of money. He's made, man, you talk about how much he's.
You want to do it?
Yes.
You want to do it?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's get ready.
Yes, do that game.
Mike Conley Jr.
This
traded
is
yesterday,
ridiculous.
has been in the league for 94 years, so we asked the question, how much did that guy make?
It's time to play. How much did that guy make?
All right, let's mix it up a little bit. Mike Conley Jr., who has been in the NBA for exactly how long?
About 25 years.
Mike Conley has been in the NBA. Let's see here. Where did career earnings go? 18 years.
Yes.
18 years. I'm going to start on the other side of the glass today with Ray Danahan. Mike Conley Jr. How much did that guy make?
18 years. I'm going to say 250.
250. 250. We turn to Tom Bauer. Tom Bauer, how much did that guy make?
I'm going to shoot lower. I'm going to go 181.
181. 181. Next time, just go $1.
Tom, once again, stay off the weed.
And finally, Bart Scott, Mike Conley Jr. How much did that guy make?
$340 million, Bob.
$340 million.
You're going to be surprised at how much money this dude been making for a long time.
Correct answer on Mike Conley Jr., $294.8 million. 294.
I'm 50, so I'm 56 million away.
Yeah, you overshot it by quite a bit.
That's not quite a bit.
Yes, it is.
How much did Ray say?
I said 250, which would be closer than you.
Yeah, it would be closer than
you.
So if
only by like 10 million.
Closer is closer, my friend.
Mike Conley.
Hold on. Did we do what because Tuesday's payday. He got paid today.
Yeah, Mike Conley is top 25 all-time in earnings.
Yes. Which
he's
nobody
24th.
Nobody would ever guess that.
All right, let's just play an offshoot of this game real quick, okay? Who's made more, Mike Conley or Kevin Love?
Oh, Mike Conley.
Ray?
Kevin Love.
Tom?
I'm on board with Kevin Love.
Mike Conley. Kevin Love only made 277.6. Who made more, Al Horford or Mike Conley?
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
By roughly $4 million. Al Horford's made $291.
Damn, he taking that money back to to Cuba too.
Horford's made $291.
I think the Dominican Republic.
Who's made more?
No, is he Cuban or Dominican Republic?
I think Dominican. I think his wedding was helped out by Big Papi. Big Papi got him transportation to his wedding.
He is Dominican.
Who's made more, Mike Conley or Drew Holiday?
Drew Holiday.
Who's made more, Tom Bauer?
Hold up. Drew Holiday ain't been in the league for 15 years. Yeah, he's 35. So, so he's been in the league probably 15 years.
I feel like he's gotten at least like a max contract or close to it, though. I'm going to go with Drew, too.
Ray?
Nah, I'm still rolling Conley.
Drew Holiday's made $319 million. Holy crap.
I swear I picked the wrong sport.
I'll go one last one. One last one. Who has made more money, Kyrie Irving or Mike Conley?
Kyrie's younger.
Kyrie Irving or Mike Conley? Who has made more money?
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley. Ray Dinahan.
No, I'm rolling Kyrie.
Kyrie. How about you, Tom?
Kyrie Irving.
$347 million for Kyrie.
They ain't even talking to shoe money.
Oof. Wow.
They ain't even talking to shoe money.
Oh, my goodness. There you go. All right.
I wear me an indigenous feather in my cap, too, so I wouldn't have to pay taxes.
That was a solid game right there. Yeah, okay. You can't give me something to work with here. All I ever want is to be able to contribute. But no, the fat white guy has to sit here and sit on his own and just watch. Otherwise, his career ends.
I didn't call you the colonizer. I'm just saying Kyrie wears an indigenous feather.
Exactly.
He's 1%. He's 1%. Native American.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Knicks hosting the Nuggets tonight. Coverage begins here on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app starting at 6:30. What happened to the Nuggets yesterday?
Detroit basketball.
Do you have any cash?
No, you asked me a question, so it don't count.
No. It does count. All I said was what happened to all you could have said was they lost. That's it. You didn't have to say to who.
No, but they want to know to who.
Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. I want to get back to a few of these calls that have been waiting. Gilberto in the truck has been patient. He's next on 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app. What's up, Gilberto?
My bros, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What's up, Carlin? Carlin, I want to just clarify the air. I apologize yesterday for a word that is normally used in everyday conversation.
You can't curse,
but
man.
I
mean, listen, I understand we're all hanging out like we're just talking and stuff, but you got to be careful.
Man,
I have very delicate ears.
Carlin. You're the one that makes us feel so comfortable, man.
I have very, very delicate ears.
You got it. I'm walking on eggshells now. Bart, and you, Carlin. I prefer the OC for the Jets more than the OC
from the Giants.
For the Giants. But look, everybody's saying, but he was a head coach before, yada yada yada. Okay, no problem. All right, we don't want him. We're gonna just base it on his OC experience with KC. They had the worst offense, man, in the last 2 years or 3 years, and they didn't win another Super Bowl, especially while he was the OC. Okay? Another thing I wanted to point out with the basketball trades, that JJJ hurt me going to Utah, man. I don't understand how Mr. Ross did not have, like you say, his ear to the street, Bart, and allow JJ to go over there. We got JJ when we wouldn't even need Giannis, man. What's your opinion on that? Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it would be a better fit. And I guess the question is, can you win a championship with Brunson as your best player? That's a question we always ask.
Yeah.
We ask that question about, can you win it with Cat as your number 2? Well, that means Brunson's your number 1. So if you can't win it with Towns as your number 2, does that mean you can't win it with Brunson as your number 1?
So he's gotten to a conference final as your best player, right? Can he get beyond that? That's a good question. I think the answer is no. I think, and it's not a knock on Brunson. It's more a knock on, you have to have somebody at least on his level in terms of the quality of play. And I don't think the Cat is on that level. 800-919-3776. The other trade I didn't even mention, which I can't even believe I didn't mention, James Harden going to Cleveland, which we kicked around quite a bit yesterday. It seemed like it was going to happen. I mean, Darius Garland, really, this completely fell out from under him where you're Cleveland. You'd rather have Harden, who's played well, but all he's ever looking for is the next contract. You'd rather have Harden right now than Darius Garland. Expiring contract, I get it, but still.
But remember, like Darius Garland was in trade talks last year because they're trying to figure out how they play together with Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
And Donovan Mitchell signed the long-term contract, so of course he's going to win that debate. And, James Harden, because he's only on a 2-year deal, you get rid of Garland, then now you only got, you got him on an expiring contract next year. You can move him. This is about trying to make a move and elevate this year. Garland's been hurt all year as well. So this gives them a not-so-small backcourt, right? And, trying to figure out, is Garland a 2 or is he a 1? Remember, he's a like 6'1". They're like Portland right now. They got 2 guys that are 6'1". That rarely never works when you talk about the backcourt. The good thing is they back it up with Mobley and they back it up with Jared Allen. Other than that, they can be liabilities. I think he has a little bit more grit. Donovan Mitchell has a little bit more grit on the defensive side of the ball. Kind of gives me some Dwayne Wade vibes, even though he's not a better defender than Wade, but he gives you a thicker guy. But Garland, I think, is also like a turnstile, if I'm not mistaken.
800-919-3776. Let's get to David and Elizabeth next. ESPN New York. What's up, Dave? How are you?
What up, fellas? Yo, you know what's crazy, Chef? You always stealing my steam, man. Not for nothing.
What?
Yo, you got to go to me a little earlier because you mentioned the NBA trade. You just mentioned certain parts that I want to bring up when I speak to you guys.
My job. I host a show.
I know, it's because you're box office, brother. That's the reason why you do it. But so look, I just want to say 2 things real quick. Number 1, please. I know you guys just played. How much did that guy make? You guys need to do one for James Harden. Yo, his number has to be ridiculous. And it's funny, Tom, you said that Mike Conley, did he make, how much he made? One of his deals was $163. So, 2-something or whatever number Tom said.
And listen, I'll just tell you right now, because I actually think at one point we did do it. James Harden has made $411.6 million. That's 4th all time.
That's crazy. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to respect his career when he's done. For all the times asking out, this, that, and the third. And, don't get it twisted, gentlemen. Business is business and money is money, and I respect that. But, bro, you have no loyalty. Like, every time they turn around, you're always crying to go to a new team or this, that, and the third, and now you're trying to blame it on chicken. That's what I wanted to say on that NBA trade thing. But, yeah, let's get into my man Peanut Chew and my man Woody Johnson. Yeah, real quick for you gentlemen, let me go. He's doing it again, fellas. He's doing it again, Bart, and that's your man, Woody Johnson, meddling again. Yo, Bart, you said
how do we know that? I need proof. Show your work.
I need proof, Miss Hawkins. But look, not for nothing, right? On some seriousness, Bart. You just said it earlier. Look, check this out. You feel me? Jesus Christ, I hate when this guy starts singing. Yeah, like I was saying or whatnot, right?
What the hell Bart, you worked, Apollo?
Who's singing?
Nah, it's one of my coworkers, man. He be walking around singing all the time, and yeah, I don't blame him.
Hey,
yeah. That's all good.
Listen, David. David, when he don't sing, leave. Okay, like it's clearly that's his happy.
It's time to go.
Yeah, he come there with a trench coat and he ain't singing. Leave.
Remember, David, exactly. You want to be the guy that at least makes him think about it.
He say, man, you might want to get out of here and take your 15-minute break.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's funny. He gave me the signal just now, like, oh, don't sing. I'm like, yeah, don't sing, bro. But yeah, just to get my last point, I'll see. Let me go. Yeah, Bart, like you said earlier, Woody Johnson saw that once he let Wilkes go, right? Oh, yo, you're gonna probably want another DC, and guess what? I'm already paying you, so you know what? I already got the pivot, and that's how businessmen think. As soon as something's about to go down or something's about to go bad, they weather the storm immediately by saying, hey, you know what? I see this coming, so this is going to be the pivot, or this is the plan B. And, Bart, you're correct. And now look, Peanut Chew, you're inevitably going to lose now because, he's got you calling the plays and, you can't do what you need to do. All for one bad hire is going to be nothing but a domino effect of going down. And, Bart, if you can, please, tell these guys why Kyler Murray will make us a lot better. Because everybody thinks he's going to stink. I don't know why, when this will be a super upgrade for him. A line, weapons, all types of stuff. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Thank you.
No, absolutely. I think this would be the most talented team that Kyler Murray has ever been on. And I know that's like people aren't used to hearing that in the same sentence. But Kyler Murray, 2 good receivers, up-and-coming tight end.
other than Marvin Harrison, and they had problems with Marvin Harrison.
Marvin, he's not better than Garrett.
No, I'm not saying that he is. Marvin Harrison, they've had issues with Marvin Harrison out there. But in terms of the talent at the position, Murray really hasn't had the guy to work with.
Yeah, I mean, he's had McBride, which is outstanding, like one of the best tight ends. I think he had over 1,000, but he had over 100 receptions.
Last couple of years, too, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I think if like the Jets, if they get Kyler Murray, if that's something that's a done deal, I mean, you talk about what they can put around him with Brees, bringing back Vera Tucker or John Simpson, and then, Mimbu them.
Do you think Vera Tucker would go for, like, I don't know what the market's going to look like for guards, right? Based on what's happened, is Vera Tucker going to get a big deal this offseason, or is it going to have to be, let's get him a prove-it deal in terms of staying healthy?
Well, somebody might try and get him on a deal with opt-outs and opt-ins in it, right? You know what I mean? He may lose his injury insurance. Like you have to sign a waiver if you get, your guarantees, stuff like that. But it all depends on if he really wants to be a Jet or if he wants to test the market. He may want to say, you know what, I don't like playing on this turf. I want to get out of here. And the Jets need to really start thinking about their playing surface too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When players around the league are getting hurt and talking about it, that's a real concern for wanting to come here, and they got enough factors that are weighing against them right now. They got enough to deal with on that front. How about John, Long Island, next on ESPN New York? Johnny, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Good. I'm great today. Hi, guys. Hi, Bart. Hi, Chris. I'm a guy called a couple weeks ago about getting Chad maybe as a QB coach, but I'm excited about this. We got the best of both worlds. I'm praying that we finally do this right, where we don't do this nonsense of sticking a kid out there right away, and maybe we could do it the successful way, get the veteran, let the kid sit on the bench, and now we got a good, experienced guy. Two quick questions. Number one, what do you do with Brees? Do you sign him at all costs? And number two, I guess you took a little bit of my thunder, Vera Tucker, because obviously when he's healthy, he's a real force. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, Vera Tucker just going to be extra for me. Like, if he stays healthy, I'll sign him to a 1-year deal or something like that, $15 million. I'll tag Brees Hall if we can't get the deal together and, figure it out from there. But then I think, he'll feel a lot better if he got Kyler Murray as a quarterback. I think he'll also feel a lot better if, if the Jets draft another receiver.
Couple of things, because I got a couple of the comments coming in on the chat, and I want to hit one of them. Specifically, it is from Blessed One. Kyler had, again, making the point, he had Marvin Harrison Jr. and McBride. Come on, let's be fair here. Well, a couple things there. Number one, with McBride, they didn't really start using McBride nearly enough until Brissett was playing.
Correct.
Secondly, Marvin Harrison Jr., rookie year, 62 catches, 885, 8 touchdowns. Pretty good year.
What about after that?
Rookie.
What about after that?
This past year, played in 12 games, 41 catches, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Man,
and I can remember one game specifically early in the year where he was wide open and had a massive drop at midfield.
Yeah, and he was like almost like redeemed himself because Kyler went back to him. But no, come on, man. Like Garrett Wilson, stop it. Garrett Wilson didn't get paid $100 million because he's not as good as Marvin Harris Jr. Like, stop it, man. He's got 3,000-yard receptions with God knows how many different quarterbacks throwing him the football.
A couple others here. AVT had upper body injuries that has nothing to do with the turf issues. He's toilet paper soft. It doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with
you toilet paper soft tearing your tricep or your pec.
And we're not talking about AVT specifically when it comes to the turf. We're talking in general, other players.
If you're going to have a quarterback that runs around and changes direction a lot and people are hurting themselves, you might not want to have that type of surface.
Another guy. He had Michael Wilson out there. Michael Wilson's okay. He's a guy. He's not a great receiver.
Stop it. Who was his running back? Was his running back Brees Hall?
James Conner. But not at his peak.
Right.
Not at his peak. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN
I can't even believe I got to defend this. Like, their right tackle is Calvin Beachum.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. How long has he been in the league now? 35 years?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
He getting that money, though.
It's Bart and Carlin. As we said, in moments, a little sideline to sideline. The Jets hiring Frank Reich as their offensive coordinator, the big story of the day.
Wednesday with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Can the Knicks make it 8 in a row when they host the Nuggets?
Just everybody being on the same page, being together, being on one string and stepping up for each other. It's great to see.
How far can this team go this season if they keep this roster? Don Hahn and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Sunday is your last call for football, and all week long, FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on the receiving markets, like receiving yards over-unders, alternate lines on receiving yards, and most receiving yards in the game. JSN's yard total is really high at 93.5 yards. What if you took an alternate line at 80-plus yards and have the odds boosted? You can get involved with JSN for the most receiving yards in this game and so many other things. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. So whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
So who you got, New England or Seattle? The updated line has Seattle favored by 4.5. The total's 46, and the Wiz has the winner. Tune into the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. and join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, as he breaks down the game. Plus, the Wiz talks college basketball, NBA, hockey, soccer, and UFC. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with the Wiz Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
Guys, quick PSA, forgetting Valentine's Day flowers is not the move. Trust me, this is why I go to the Bouqs company every time. Bouqs delivers modern bouquets fresh to her door. Plus, with my code CANTY, you get 25% off. Bouqs flowers are cut fresh from the best farms in the world, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. They've got incredible flowers, even roses grown on the side of a volcano. And the best part? Bouqs makes it easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. No last-minute panic. That's why Bouqs has over 50,000 five-star reviews. And listen, even if she says, don't get me anything, that doesn't mean no flowers. Flowers still score every time. Valentine's Day is February 14th, right after the big game, so don't fumble this. Order now. Go to Bouqs.com, use my promo code CANTY for 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Bouqs, promo code CANTY.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball. The action starts tonight at Pig Beach with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nuggets, Pig Beach is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m. Team ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 3537 36th Street, ground floor in Astoria. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials, and cool prizes all game long at Pig Beach in Astoria.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year one needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
Don't miss Mets manager Carlos Mendoza as he joins the Michael K. Show live today at 1:30 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, ESPN New York YouTube page, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. A reminder that today on the Michael K. Show at 1:30 p.m., 1:30 p.m., Mets manager Carlos Mendoza will be joining Mr. K. Mets manager Carlos Mendoza today, 1:30 on the Michael K. Show. Right now, it's time for Sideline to Sideline.
It's going to happen.
This is Sideline to Sideline.
Go, go, go.
With Bart and Carlin.
All right.
Tom Bauer, shot out of a cannon.
That's right.
What's up, baby?
Who's got an appetite for the NFL's Pro Bowl games? The silence.
Tom, that's not the way to fire us up here, man.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
It's the worst thing on TV.
Why don't you just shoot me?
Next year, they need to show that on Tubi.
I didn't even, what was it on, NFL Network?
I don't know.
I don't even know what it was on. Was it on ESPN?
I just saw Michael Parsons in a
was it seriously? Was it on ESPN and I missed it?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, bad job by me then for not supporting the company, but I'm sorry. I do not care about the Pro Bowl.
Oh, I know. And that's the reaction I was hoping for because I wanted to just disregard that and get right into actual news instead of the awful game that looked like it was being played inside of a warehouse. But that's not the point. At any rate.
People in the background loading Amazon packages.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised. Either looked like a warehouse or a hotel conference room, like a big ballroom.
Yeah. Where they play those holiday festival tournaments down in the Bahamas.
That is right. Anyway, the NFLPA, they don't want an 18th game on the NFL schedule. Who could have seen that coming? NFLPA Interim Executive Director David White said the following: our members have no appetite for a regular season 18th game. The 18th game is not casual for us. It's a very serious issue. It's something that comes out of negotiations. Nothing will move forward until players have had the opportunity to account for all of those factors taken into consideration, and then through negotiation agree or not to the 18th game. So yeah, no appetite for an 18th game right now. I wouldn't be expecting it to see it soon.
Well, all that is negotiation right there. When he says that, they're going to have to give up a decent amount to get that 18th game, and the league's going to want to do it.
They're going to say, hey, we're going to expand the roster by 2 players that you can have active by game day, and blah, blah, blah. You can carry an extra quarterback. But the problem isn't, quarterbacks. The problem is good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And the problem isn't, we need more players. There are not enough players that's good enough to even play in those roles.
Listen, the extra roster spots that are created are going to be veteran minimums or minimums on undrafted free agents.
Correct, because no matter what, if it's supposed to go there, it's going to they did going to use that as an opportunity to raise the quarterback's price to $65 million annually or something like that.
And no team is going to go out there and spend $5 million when they don't have to on a mid-level player. So.
Right, so it's going to funnel right back up to the top.
And how are they going to split up that revenue that comes in? Obviously, they'll try to do it the same way, and I'm sure the players are, going to do everything they can and fight tooth and nail to make sure that they get everything that they can out.
Yep. If anything,
it's going to happen.
Of course, it's going to happen. They knew it was going to happen 2 years ago. That's why the TV deals were what they were, because they know they'll get the players to fold because they've never been united in anything, especially when it comes to money or the threat of a holdout. They got them under contract for a loan, so they have to amend the contract. So, basically, if I'm them, I'll make sure too. Instead of 5 years of health care, I need 8 years of health care post career.
And then you don't have Phillip Rivers coming back.
Exactly. He gonna come back because y'all got an extra roster spot. I'll be the third quarterback.
Yeah, I got 10 kids, 11 kids.
One on the way.
Insurance. Next.
So I think we can all agree that the Falcons have had themselves an off season in terms of who they're hiring to lead the team. Of course, you got Matt Ryan, Falcons president of football operations. You've got the new GM there, Ian Cunningham, and of course you've got Kevin Stefanski taking over as a head coach there. Well, at Ian Cunningham's introductory press conference yesterday, Matt Ryan kind of addressed something that's going to be the elephant in the room, and that is who their quarterback is going to be next year. Will it be Michael Penix Jr.? Well, he said neither of us, he and Ian, are the head coach of the football team, so we can't answer your question on that. I think as a start, we get into this process and dive deeper into the roster, how it stands, what's going into the future. I think those are conversations that'll all be a part of. So, AKA, he's saying, hey, Kevin Stefanski, you're going to make the decision on this, not me right now.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, right. That's avoiding the question.
If Ryan and Stefanski both don't want Penix and they don't want Cousins, that they could be back in the mix looking again? I can't imagine that'll be the case. You got to at least give Penix another year.
And I don't even think they own their first-round draft pick this year.
They don't. There was a trade.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's with the Rams.
Because they traded up to get the extra defensive end.
Right, so it's with the Rams.
Maybe it wasn't Pierce they traded up for, but they drafted 2 defensive linemen, pass rushers, in that first round.
And it's with the Rams, right?
I believe it was, yeah. I believe it was. So there you go. They don't even have their first-round pick this year. Next!
Well, guys, there's something that ESPN did yesterday that they released, and this was a redrafting of last year's NFL drafts, and just kind of, again, going over if now looking back on what happened this year, who would people be drafted in the certain scenario. So, of course, they have the Titans at number 1. Of course, they kept Cam Ward. Interestingly, at number 2, they kept the Browns there, but they picked Tyler Shuck over Jackson Dart as the second overall pick in their redrafting. Of course, that gives...
So who was doing the drafting?
This was... I believe this is NFL... Yeah, this was NFL Nation. So
the beat reporters for each team
correct.
Were doing that. Okay.
That's right. They had Shuck at 2, and then, of course, Dart they had at 3 going to the Giants, and then they would give the Jets Abdul Carter because they have Membu being taken by the Raiders. My big point out of this is... Why is this whole Tyler Shuck over Jackson Dart thing a discussion? I know I'm biased because we're in New York and I'm a Giants fan.
He won 7 games.
Yeah, I think
so. What?
With an inferior roster.
And he didn't look like the better quarterback then.
Yeah, he did.
There were times.
I think you saw the beginning of the season where everybody was in love with Jackson Dart, and because the Saints were so bad, nobody paid attention to what the hell was going on down there.
When they played better later on.
And hold up, didn't Shuck beat Jackson Dart? Did he take his ass to school?
Yeah, let's not discuss that.
What the hell are you talking about?
So you're right, Tom. It's an outrage.
I'm outraged.
How dare they? Hold up, he beat us? Oh, never mind.
I mean,
and
whether or not you want to admit it, Tyler Shuck played pretty well for them.
Now, Tyler Shuck is 75 years old, so it's to be understood.
Yeah, he did all right, but my point is Dart did more for the Giants.
No, he didn't.
The defense let the Giants down this year.
No, he didn't do more for the Giants. They won 7 games, man. Are you high? How many games did the Giants win? Who's picking higher in the draft? What the hell you mean that Dart did more?
So Shuck, when he took over, went 5-4 with the Saints. 5-4 with the Saints.
After they traded Rashid Shaheed.
Completed 80.
They traded his number 2 receiver.
Completed 68% of his passes, 2,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Wait, please pull up Dart.
By the way, Shuck did not beat Dart. Shuck did not play in that game.
Okay.
We confirmed that.
They lost to the bum salads.
Dart went 4-8, 64%, 2,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 5 picks.
I know I'm no mathematician.
And then the rushing totals, too. You have to take that into account.
Yeah, Ray's reminding me that was Spencer Rattler's 1 win this year, so that makes me feel better.
Right, he lost to Spencer Rattler. That's even worse.
I say the Giants well, no, Dart didn't really look that good.
I mean, Dart also rushed for 500 yards, basically 487 and 9 touchdowns.
Listen,
it's a little closer than maybe we think.
Dart led him in concussions.
Listen, maybe it's closer than we think. I'm still going to stick by. I think Dart's the more complete player. I was more impressed with him than.
Well, we'll find out. That's possible.
Is it more impressive?
Put it this way, I'm surprised.
Is it more impressive Shuck winning more games with the Saints than the Giants?
I think Shuck going 5-4 and playing in 9 games or starting 9 games as opposed to starting 12 games like Dart did.
And you can say, well, Malik Neighbors got hurt. Well,
the numbers would have been similar.
Well, they traded Shaheed.
Yeah. Next!
I got one more for you fellas right now, and this one I probably don't have to give a whole lot of runway to, but we mentioned how Bill Belichick was not inducted in on his first ballot. Well, guess what? Robert Kraft, he's not going to be a Hall of Famer either this year. He is also a first-time finalist. He did not receive enough votes from the 50-person committee to be included in the class of 2026. I know there's more surrounding Kraft than there might be surrounding Belichick in terms of, let's say, character. But what are we doing here?
Listen, owners, Kraft, I'm not going to go nuts over Kraft not getting in year one.
Nobody cares. No, this is 14th year he's eligible.
14th year the Kraft has been eligible?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
He's a first-time finalist, I will confirm.
First-time finalist.
Because
okay.
if it's 14 times he's been eligible and this is only his first time as a finalist, then that might be a bigger question in itself.
Yeah.
It's hard to get owners in. Like, what are we basing it off of?
Yeah. We're basing it off of how much they won, and and then other people are going to try to base it off of how much they helped grow the sport. Listen, he played a major role with Jerry on that.
Well, they said that he helped for the lockout, but yeah, it's 14. He's been eligible 14 years.
Jeez, I didn't realize that.
I mean, he's on the team for how long?
He's on the team since early 90s. So,
yeah,
he's been around forever, like 90, 93, 94, something like that.
Right, so
Parcells left 97.
How many owners are even in the Hall of Fame? Jerry Jones is the only one I can think of in the modern era, and maybe the guy that used to own the San Francisco 49ers.
DeBartolo, I believe he's in.
DeBartolo is in, Pat Bowlen is in, Ralph Wilson, Dan Rooney, Al Davis.
Right, them dudes like 1,000 years old. Ralph Wilson is dead.
So is the Dan Rooney that's in.
Yeah, Kraft would have been the 17th owner to be inducted.
It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. But there is kind of an interesting thing that comes out of this that ties into the Super Bowl and how it relates to Kraft and how it relates to Belichick. We'll explain next. 800-919-3776. And also on the ESPN New York YouTube page. You should be there. You should be contributing and watching and putting your comments up on the chat.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player in the big game to score the first touchdown, but his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the big game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line with BetMGM's Second Chance. Try a first TD scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
Don't miss Mets manager Carlos Mendoza as he joins the Michael Kay Show live today at 1:30 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Couple of the comments coming in. Dave on the chat, scripted, they want all three, Robert, Bill, and Tom, to go in together. Don't do that. Seriously, don't do that. That would be just annoying. Just hold the damn thing at Gillette Stadium then.
And Gronk.
And Gronk. Well, no part of that. No part of that.
Be happy to be here.
MetLife should be on grass, period. During the World Cup, it will be grass. That's the FIFA standard. What the NFL, they should do that too. That from Primo Sabe.
No, the reason they don't do it because they make just as much money hosting concerts and events there, and they change that field easily because they can put it over the top.
Yeah. It's easier to maintain the turf.
Yeah.
And cheaper to maintain the turf than it is with the grass.
Now, is that stadium partly owned by part of the city as well?
There was the state.
Yeah,
the state certainly paid in some of the money, and the Giants and Jets both chimed in some of the money.
Because I wonder how much of that revenue goes from the state as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand.
So, like, they want to maximize. They don't care about – we assume that stadiums care about the players. They care about making money, and they may probably make just as much money because it's only 8 home games.
No, they care about making as much money as possible, and if they own part of the stadium, they're getting a piece of that.
But it's only like $500,000 to change the turf. But, to change the sod. But the problem is, if you have turf, you don't have to change anything. But, changing turf and reinstalling turf is really expensive because you got to make sure the grades and all that stuff is right with the dirt. The Ravens have done it multiple times. When I was there, we might have been grass, turf, back to grass before I left, and I was there 7 years. And now they're back to grass again. And I think they did that because of Lamar Jackson, because it makes more sense to have it on turf because Lamar Jackson will be faster on turf than he is there, but the injuries.
Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. This is an odd question, but I was thinking about it this morning. And I know that this is a little bit of an annoying word. And that word is legacy, okay? I want you to think about this for a second. Out of this particular Super Bowl, who does this mean the most for in terms of their legacy? What does the result mean the most for in terms of their legacy in this particular Super Bowl?
You want to answer now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was giving me a cliffhanger. I mean, for me, it's got to be Sam Darnold because he's the one that's considered a bust. He's the one that we didn't think was a franchise quarterback, just as Minnesota. And because he's so well, I think if Sam Darnold doesn't play well this year or he just plays average, the general manager of Minnesota is still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's only because Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl that his ass got fired. I mean, truthfully.
No, I mean, you understand why.
I mean, that's the only reason.
When you made that decision, you certainly understand why.
And so Sam Darnold, too, because Sam Darnold's story is in the middle stages of it. You know what I'm saying? With Drake May, we still in the previews. Now, Drake May could do something that How many quarterbacks have won the Super Bowl their second year? I think Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. I can't think of how many people did that. We know that Tom Brady will be a Hall of Famer. We don't know about Russell Wilson. I still have Russell Wilson outside my Hall of Fame, outside looking in.
This is going to sound strange. As far as who it means the most to, period, I think it's going to mean the most to Sam, not because of the legacy, though, but because this is going to get Sam paid. This is going to get...
They tear the contract up. They got him under contract for 3 years.
Why wouldn't you tear it up at this point?
Because the fact that you don't make that much money allows me to be able to get you the supporting cast. I can have Leonard Williams. I can go get DeMarcus Lawrence on the outside opposite of that, right? Ernest Jones got to get paid. He ain't making nothing. You know what I mean? You look at, do I sign in Jigba now? You know what I mean?
I'm even if it's not immediately...
Yeah,
it's going to happen a year from now.
See if we can win 2.
No, even if they go into next year and they just make the playoffs, like Sam's gonna get a big contract here at some point.
He'll get a raise
if they win, but he's going to get the $200 million contract at some point.
I don't know if I can do that.
Why not? If he would have won a Super Bowl and he would have been a big reason why, and he's won all those games the last couple of years, why not? Guys getting fired over not keeping him. Why not? See, here's the thing. You're not buying into Sam, and that's I get why.
I don't buy into Sam like that. The same way I don't buy into Jalen Hurts because he needs a supporting cast to win, which a lot of quarterbacks does. He's not Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's not Sam Darnold.
But Jalen did get paid.
I mean, what I'm saying is, I know. I'm sorry. What I mean is, he's not Patrick Mahomes.
You know who this actually means the most to in terms of legacy, though?
Who's that?
Belichick. If the Patriots go and win the Super Bowl again this quickly, doesn't that tarnish it a bit? And I'm not saying it takes away from an achievement of winning 6 Super Bowls.
The chicken and egg.
But we've already had Belichick get smacked by Brady going somewhere else and winning it virtually immediately, right?
So basically.
That's number one. Mm-hmm. And then number 2, if you bring in a new coach and you find a new quarterback that quickly, and you go and you win a Super Bowl that quickly when it was 2 years ago that it all fell apart on you, how exactly does that affect Belichick? To me, that kind of downplays what he did. I mean, it might even boost Robert Kraft a little bit for making the decision to hire Vrabel when he did.
Yeah.
And them and picking Drake May when they did.
I mean, that just shows you also what a bad evaluator he was because of we saw Mac Jones this year. We saw that he can play, but also he ruined him with the same exact coordinator.
He went to the playoffs
with Josh McDaniels.
He went to the playoffs with Mac Jones his first year.
Mac Jones wasn't the wrong pick.
No, it wasn't. And if you go back and ask San Francisco.
N'Keal Harry was.
Yes, that was a bad pick. Tyquan Thornton was a bad pick. But if you go back and you ask San Francisco if they had it to do over again, what would they have done?
Oh, they wanted Mac Jones.
Absolutely, they wanted Mac Jones.
We wouldn't be talking about how much did he make with Jimmy G either.
But are you telling me that, let's just say New England goes and wins it this year?
Yeah.
A year from now, when we're talking about Belichick, and he didn't get in this year, he's going to get in eventually, but you can't see that getting pushed back again because Belichick was not here this year. They turned it around as quickly as they did without him.
Yeah, it'd probably be because Carolina the Tar Heels won 4 games. They're like, God, Lee, this dude can't even win in college. Maybe it is. Maybe he was the Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well, I think everybody acknowledges it was certainly a big part of it was the Hall of Fame quarterback, and the majority part. I don't know anybody right now that would say that Brady was not the bigger part of it than Belichick.
See, but that wasn't the argument when Brady left.
No, it wasn't, but it changed quickly after he won it without them.
Especially when you won a playoff game with a rookie.
But Brady won the whole thing with another team the next year.
That is true.
The next year. So to me, this absolutely adversely affects Belichick's legacy going forward. I think it might keep him out of the Hall of Fame a little bit longer. As crazy as that might sound.
Why not? Make him sizzle.
Mm.
How old is he?
72? 71, 72?
Oh, yeah, he on deck. Yeah, make him.
It's a little early to say on deck.
Make him
Maybe he's on the 16th green. I don't know about on deck. That's pushing it. But listen.
Hey, he's sitting there taking all that Viagra with that young girl. Mess around.
He's got a good-looking caddy. Put it that way. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Let's get June in the Bronx next on ESPN New York. June, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I know you discussed this in the earlier half of the show, but I did have a question. Do you believe that Frank Reich was brought in for the sole purpose of helping to develop a quarterback that Muji and company identified that they're going to draft? I think it's Ty Simpson. But do you think that's the reason why they brought in Frank Reich more than anything?
Well, I think that's part of it. I think a lot of it has to do that he is a former quarterback, the fact that he can develop quarterbacks. He's been a quarterback coach and a good one before he got his opportunity to be a coordinator. But I still think that if the Jets, they don't have to panic because they can get a quarterback that can play for a year or two. I think if you're going to swing, you're going to swing big. If you identify that Mendoza is the only blue chipper here and you know what's coming next year and you have 3 first-round picks, and who knows, like we don't know what Daniel Jones is going to be, right? So that pick that they have from Indianapolis can be a bad pick. Right, you talk about Robert Saleh and Dayball within that division. What if they make the leap and Indianapolis is a team that struggled? They could have another high pick without being a bad football team. The same way the Bears won 7 games, but they had the first overall pick because they had it from Carolina. So I think, the Jets have given themselves tremendous options. They can try a reclamation project with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's 28 years old. If Kyler Murray balls out, you might want to give him a 4-year deal. You got plenty of salary cap space. If not, you can go with the 3 draft picks and try and get a first-round draft pick next year, and you still take one of your second-round draft picks and get a quarterback this year. Try and catch lightning in a bottle. But what you like is multiple scenarios within the ability for the Jets to get the quarterback of the future. Nobody thought that Jackson Dart was going to be the quarterback of the future or Kyler Shuck was going to be the future, but it turned out to be so. Maybe the Jets get lucky.
Here are the quarterbacks that won in year 2. Warner, Brady.
Man, Warner was 75 years old.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Warner, Brady, Roethlisberger, Russ.
Every one of them is a Hall of Famer except for Russ.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York. Ian Begley, the Knicks and the deadline. Top of the hour.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Last call for football, and all week long, FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on the receiving markets. Receiving yards over under, all receiving yards, and most receiving yards. Will Seattle continue to get JSN the ball? Can Stephon Diggs find room to work? All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. Whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issue as non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Start with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball. The action starts tonight at Pig Beach with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nuggets, Pig Beach is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m. Team ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 3537 36th Street, ground floor in Astoria. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials and cool prizes all game long at Pig Beach in Astoria.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-880-1212. That's 800-880-1212. Again, that's 800-880-1212.
It is noon on Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, ESPN New York app, YouTube. Go check out the channel, watch the show, smash the like button. Let's go. Bart Carlin with you, and noon means what?
It's the power hour, 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 hour. Brought to you by Matt Nagy and Frank Reich. Duke it out.
Frank Reich hired earlier today as the Jets offensive coordinator. We'll get into more of that in a little bit later on. Right now, though, we welcome in Ian Begley from SNY, covers the NBA. Digital show The Putback does a phenomenal job on that in covering the Knicks and the Nets for that matter. But the focus here is a lot on the Knicks. Ian, this is Chris and Bart. We appreciate it as usual. And leading up to the deadline, let's just start here as a reporter. How busy would you characterize this for you over the last 72 hours leading up to this deadline as opposed to others when it comes to the Knicks?
Yeah, I probably approach it the same way, Chris. Just try to clear the deck as much as possible. I can't take off days on being a dad, so that the kids are always in the mix. But I don't think I approach this one differently. But I understand the question just in terms of the ramifications here for the Knicks and the league with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I would assume that some teams are approaching it a little bit differently this year than they have in years past because of that.
A little more to meet the eye with what Minnesota did. Is it possible that the Knicks may miss out because the move that was made yesterday by Minnesota may open the door for Giannis this year as is?
Yeah, I think Minnesota could make a strong case here. I think part of it is you look at Portland, right? Because Portland has some of Milwaukee's first-round picks from past trades. If Minnesota could somehow acquire a couple of those picks and then send those back to Milwaukee, I think that would entice the Bucks, because then the Bucks, who would be playing for the draft, would have their own picks and control of their own picks. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on in terms of Minnesota. They were aggressive on Kevin Durant before Durant got traded to the Rockets, and I think they're taking an aggressive approach here on Giannis. To me, it's at the ownership level with Milwaukee. I would assume I don't know. It's hard to guess right now, but it's easier for the Bucks to do this in the off season when there's more teams, more draft compensation available.
So with that being said, let's just say it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
We become accustomed to the Knicks not getting the superstar that they want. They
Mm-hmm.
get, how does that affect the Karl Anthony Towns future? How does that affect the Jalen Brunson future, knowing that he left money on the table to win a championship now, knowing that you have to address the Cat contract in a season or two? Is this just the team that we're going to have for the near future and there's no other alterations? Or what type of pivot can the Knicks do to kind of make a small move to try and improve this team to try and compete to win a championship in this window?
Right. That's a great question, Bart. I think big picture, if you miss out on Giannis, and let's say he goes and he wins a title with the team he gets traded to, that's a tough look for the Knicks. If they're not the title winners or they don't get to the finals, there's going to be a lot of postmortem about moves that were made and weren't made. But the idea to me also is that we've been here with Donovan Mitchell, where you thought it was a must-have for the Knicks, and so I want to give Leon Rose a little bit of the benefit of the doubt if Giannis does go elsewhere, just because we've seen in the past that it worked out for the Knicks, not getting Donovan Mitchell. But in a big picture sense, I don't think you're totally locked in to this group. You get to the off season and there's different scenarios that would present themselves outside of Giannis. But in the here now, the next, until 3 p.m. Thursday, I think you're looking at deals where some of it hinges on Gershon Yabusele and where the Knicks can send him to. He's got a player option for next year, which makes it difficult to move him. But I think you're looking at players that would come off your bench, guards. Jose Alvarado is still on the radar for me with the Knicks. And then you're looking at backup bigs. I know they were in touch with Phoenix a little while back on Nick Richards. I think they made some progress, but it stalled out. Yves Missy, another big guy in New Orleans, same team as Alvarado. So maybe there's something to be done there. But they're on the outside looking in right now on Giannis.
Ian Begley with us of SNY. The Putback, his digital show over on SNY covering the NBA. So the consensus right now seems to be that Giannis does not get moved by tomorrow. What do you think at this point, not just the Knicks, I'm just talking about in general, what do you think at this point would have to put it over the top for the Bucks to do something now as opposed to waiting until the offseason?
Yeah. I really think if you're Minnesota and you can get them, 3 firsts, including, their own back, and you're sending them players who either you could flip if you're Milwaukee, if they're on short-term contracts, you could flip them for more draft capital. I think that's kind of where it hinges. Jaden McDaniels is a really good young player in Minnesota. He would have to be a part of the deal somehow, whether it's going to Milwaukee or to acquire that draft compensation that I'm talking about. But I think that's kind of where this thing could swing the other way if Minnesota is able to get those draft picks from another team, reroute them to Milwaukee. And again, I'm sure they're going to be aggressive on this thing until it's clear to them that it can't happen.
Is it any realm where maybe a guy like Michael Porter could be moved? It just doesn't seem like he's a great player. He showed that he can be a leading man. He's he's not a 3-and-D guy because he plays no defense, but I mean he's a guy that can light the scoreboard up.
Yeah, I think just everything that I'd heard, teams in touch with the Nets, they were asking for a lot of draft compensation, whether it was a Nick Claxton, Porter Jr. The draft ask was high for Brooklyn, as you'd expect it to be, because that's what they're in the market for. And Mike Porter Jr., I think a lot of some of the Giannis teams were also Michael Porter Jr. teams, so maybe that mucked up the market a bit. Maybe it opens up if teams get more clarity on Giannis. Detroit, I just keep my eye on Detroit with Porter Jr. Just because of what they have, what they need, and what Michael Porter Jr. has shown. But I do think the price will be high. I think the Nets would have to get kind of blown away in order to pull the trigger on Porter Jr. specifically.
And when we look at the Knicks right now, we had the comments from Jim Dolan a month ago. This is a team that should go to the finals. Has anything changed over the last month with the bit of the roller coaster that it was that would change their impression of what this team should be?
I don't think it would change Jim Dolan's impression. I mean, because you referenced that interview. This was him talking about the team as it's currently constituted and the idea that they should make the finals and should win. And so I don't think anything would have changed from his vantage point. And really, that's the vantage point that matters. Obviously, Leon Rose in the front office and everybody over there, their opinion matters a lot, but ultimately it's the owner. And so I can't see a reason why he would have changed his stance. I think that stance is based on where they got last year, the moves they made going into this year. And I don't see expectations like that shifting based on what has happened since he made those comments.
All right, how about Cat, his role on this team? We've talked about it entirely too much throughout the year, whether it's less shots, whether him looking uncomfortable in the offense. How do you see this playing out here? Is this going to continue to be an issue, or is Cat going to eventually kind of buy into what they're doing?
Yeah, I would say this, Chris and Bart. I would say that with Towns rebounding the ball the way that he has during this win streak, and there were games where he hasn't taken a ton of shots at all, and they've won. And so is that the role that it's best for him? Is that the role that he's most comfortable playing? I don't know. But if he did that and the Knicks kind of fell into the rhythm and they're winning more games, maybe that answers your question. It just boggles my mind, though, the shooting. Like I do think that eventually he's going to regress to the mean and start shooting at a higher clip from the perimeter, and I think that would change the conversation. You're not going to change much about the fouls, I don't think, at this point in his career. Defense, I think, has been better than advertised in past seasons. But I think it's more so the shooting. Like, if he can knock shots down, I think it's a totally different conversation. And as far as solving the problem, I don't think he's getting moved. So to me, that's on the organization and that's on the coaching staff to figure it out with Towns to use him the best way they can moving forward.
Last one for me, Ian. Ian Begley with us from SNY, The Putback. Check it out, the digital show online. It's outstanding. Ian, when I'm looking at them as a whole right now, you mentioned Dolan, but do they expect that this is a team that can compete for a championship right now? Do they expect to be a finals team, meaning the guys in the front office, Leon Rose and Mike Brown, all those guys, do they expect that?
Chris, I don't want to punt on the question at all. But
okay.
I would, where I go is what the owner expects is that's what trickles down.
That's
to
what they have to expect. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I lean on and how I view it. If they don't see it themselves as a championship team, they would need to make changes in order to get to championship level. If that's how they view it, because the edict is NBA Finals, and that was made crystal clear when in that interview that Jim Dolan did. So that's kind of where I see it in terms of an expectation standpoint. That's the bar, and you either reach it or you don't.
Ian, appreciate it, man. Thanks for popping on. We know it's a busy time right now.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Absolutely. Ian Begley, SNY. The Putback is his digital show. Does a phenomenal job covering basketball in this city. Speaking of which, I want to bring this back from yesterday. First of all, can we all acknowledge for a moment that when you're hearing right now about how, it's more likely that Giannis is going to get moved in the offseason, that you've heard that for the last 2 months from the afternoon show from Mr. Hahn. Alan Hahn has been saying this for a long, long time, that it is much more likely that if they were to get involved in Giannis, it would have to be an off-season thing. Because when you're trying to incorporate him into the team, it's difficult. And there's also the trickiness of what you can and can give up with all of that involved. We got to give Hahn the credit he deserves here, because all you can do is lead the horse to the water. And, you can't force him to drink. And nobody's been drinking here. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
It's not even that. It's pay attention to what Han's been saying because he's been telling you this for a while. This is Han yesterday on what you were talking about with the Timberwolves and the move that they made in terms of trying to go and get Giannis.
There was one that was interesting, but it felt like just moving deck chairs around, right? Detroit sent Jaden Ivey, and Minnesota sent Mike Conley to the Bulls. Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric went to the Pistons in this deal. Jaden Ivey's from the Detroit. They had a 3-team deal. Minnesota traded away Conley, got nothing back. What they got out of it was not only just savings under the tax, right, because they're close to the second neighbor, but not close enough. Now they're more space and a roster spot. Now, why do you think that, not to do the windy thing, but why do you think they just did that? We know that they are one of the teams that has been the most aggressive in pursuing Giannis Antetokounmpo. And a move like this suggests they're willing to put the chips in the middle of the table and go all in and get them.
The Jaden McDaniels thing is interesting because when you start to look at what they can give up, and what Minnesota is reportedly asking for, it might end up being the best fit.
Yeah, the young player.
The draft
picks. And I think this is them identifying, like, listen, we what's the young man's name?
What do you call it? Jaden McDaniels?
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels. He's a fine player. But Giannis is our Kevin Love. Just like Wiggins was, good player. We thought he could. They didn't give him a chance. This is recognizing and understanding that you have to do whatever you can do to put a secondary big-time scorer next to Anthony Edwards because he can only carry so much. Remember how dejected he was last year after they won, only to lose the next series. He was against OKC. He just didn't have enough help. You have to get him because a superstar. Naj Reid is good. He's a secondary player. Rudy Gobert is tremendous at what he does, but that doesn't help when OKC doubled and what they did, the boxing one and all the stuff they did to take Ant-Man out of that series last year. A guy like Giannis changes all that, and I think Giannis. Mentioning them is maybe him recognizing that, maybe I want to go to New York and become a big name, but I'm big enough. Everybody wants to come to New York because if it's working in New York, you do it here. It's like crazy. But a lot of people are willing to say, if I can go win a championship with Minnesota with another outstanding player. I mean, who would you rather want to play with? Jalen Brunson or Ant-Man? Just from a pure basketball standpoint.
I don't know how you wouldn't say Ant-Man.
My point. So that's what I'm saying. So the lure of the extra marketing and the deals and the living in the city of New York, it's attracting.
I don't think I get that, but is the money? You can answer this better than me. Is the money that you can make by living in New York now so much different in the league than maybe it was 10 years ago? Because it feels like you can make that money anywhere.
You're missing my point. It's quality of life.
Yeah.
Being on Broadway. It's everything that Aaron Rodgers was doing.
Yeah.
Fashion shows. Front row seats, sit next to Fat Joe and Spike and all that stuff. Going to the Met Gala.
As opposed to the Mall of America?
Right. Mall of America. We even got that. We got American Dream. Better than Mall of America. They ain't got no downhill slopes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that's what when people talk, it's like playing in Miami or L.A., right? It's the reason why all the baseball players are going to the Dodgers. Because, like, man, not only do I get a chance to win a championship, but, I'm in L.A. Premieres, Hollywood stars, movie stars, athletes, moguls. Man, that's a way to live. Like, working hard and busting your ass, athletes are used to. But, man, I'd much rather bust my ass and be able to live the life of New York or L.A. than being in Buffalo.
I want to get a couple of things in here that are the latest that we've heard on what Giannis and Milwaukee are at and looking for here with a deal potentially getting done. First of all, Jimmy Haslam owns part of the Bucks. Is a majority owner of the Bucks now, who owns the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Here he is on Giannis.
Giannis is, top 3, top 4 player in the world. He brought Milwaukee its first championship in 50 years, several years ago. And he's a really good person, too. He's no problem. He's a great leader, tries hard. And I think Giannis and the Bucks, and this goes back before we were involved, have always worked closely to see what's best for Giannis and what's best for the Bucks.
All right, so he says nothing there. I mean, obviously they're working together to try to get something done.
Is it Minnesota or is the Bucks?
The Bucks. Jimmy Haslam. Minnesota's A-Rod. Remember?
Yeah.
That?
He just wanted the fight, right? When the guy was like, hold up, I don't want to sell it yet.
Here is Shams with a Giannis update last night on ESPN.
Listen, the entire league is waiting on Giannis. Whether he's going to be traded at this deadline or whether it's going to be in the offseason, Giannis, my understanding is he's prepared either way it goes. Whether it's now or in the summer, he is ready for an exit from Milwaukee. And so it's really on Bucks officials, ownership, sifting through the offers that they're going to get between now and Thursday.
I would be very surprised now if he got moved before tomorrow. I would be surprised. And then if he doesn't.
But if he is moved, what do you think he's going to be? Because I only think it's one place that has created enough space to be able to get what they want.
You think it's Minnesota?
Minnesota.
See, here's the thing. If he doesn't want to go to Minnesota, then the thing he could do.
This is the thing. The Bucks are in a tough spot because they know how competitive he is. He's not going to want to sit out. He's going to come back and play. And that's going to mess up your plan on being bad enough.
But if you're the Bucks, exactly. If you're Giannis and you're trying hard to get out now, you could threaten to come back and play. Because that's the last thing they want.
Yeah.
You can threaten to come back and try to play.
And I'm sure that could be the play. That could be what's going on.
I would not be shocked at all.
Like you just talk about he's professional. He want to play. He doesn't cheat the game. If I can play, I'm coming back to play, bro.
Yeah.
So
that is the last thing they want to see.
All of a sudden, him and Kuzma look like the greatest 1-2 punch.
I mean, he could say that. I don't think that Giannis necessarily would want to play for the Bucks the rest of the year and see him blow out his Achilles. I don't think he wants to see that happen.
But if he says he's healthy, like it's been guys that's had Achilles injuries and came back, just like we thought that all year that we weren't going to be able to see Matthew Stafford play because his back. How can that back hold up? Just fine.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Don't forget today. Roughly a little over an hour from now on the Michael K. Show, Carlos Mendoza, the Met manager, will be joining Mr. K. Looking forward to that. Also, looking forward to a couple of weeks from now because Knicks fans, Bart and I, are getting together with you for a special Knicks watch party Thursday, February 19th. Tara Moore, 150 West 30th Street, starting at 7 p.m. Watch the Knicks take on the Detroit Pistons.
Listen, I got at least 3 drinks. 3 drinks for anybody that comes with a paint jersey.
A paint jersey?
Yeah. No shirt, a jersey painted.
A jersey painted on.
Yeah. Isaiah or Joe Dumars. Got to be a Piston jersey.
It has to be a Piston jersey painted on your chest. Really, I mean, if they're going to do that, you should be paying for their drinks for the night.
I said 3 drinks.
I mean,
we can't promote drinking and driving.
No, of course not. They come with a designated driver.
Drink responsibly.
All right, how about that? You pay for their drinks and you pay for their Uber.
No, I ain't doing all that. Like,
Listen, you're the one who wanted it.
Where you live? Trenton. What? Hell no.
Philadelphia. Watch the Knicks take on Detroit in a big Eastern Conference matchup with Wild Turkey Bourbon Specials. Great prizes and awesome vibes all night. You'll also have chances to win Knicks tickets and enter Wild Turkey Bourbon's ultimate New York game day experience this April. Join Bart and I at Tara Moore Thursday, February 19th. Tip-off 7:30 p.m. It's brought to you by Wild Turkey Bourbon. When you know it's right, don't change a damn thing. And must be 21 or older. Enjoy Wild Turkey responsibly. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app, also on the ESPN New York YouTube page where you should be watching the show and commenting on the show. I want to get a couple of those comments in here. Tsunami checking in. Cat has been looking good lately. Let's see how he does tonight, Friday, and Sunday. Of course, the Knicks tonight have got the Nuggets at Madison Square Garden. Let's see here. Problem with Cat. is the fouls. Can't shoot well when your butt is glued to the bench. Also can't defend well when you're in foul trouble. I can't believe for a moment that the stupidity of some of these fouls can't be uplifted and fixed at some point. And I don't know why it continues to happen. I don't know why he can't fix it, but it seems to me to be something that shouldn't be all that difficult to get straightened out.
I mean, it's either conditioning or just he's unhappy. Like, because usually you foul, you get stupid fouls when you're lazy, you don't want to bend your legs or something like that because you're out of shape. We know that was something that was happening early in the season when he was when Michael was telling him to get up and down the court. When Mike Brown was telling him to get up and down the court. Or it could be this, just lack of discipline, not knowing the game plan, right? We talk about the defensive rotations, being on the string, all that type of stuff, and you get out of position. And so it's either one of the two. Either he got to get in better shape, because even if you're gonna play bad defense, you don't have to foul. Just play bad defense. It don't have to be the Olay defense. Just put your hands up and get let people shoot in your face and score on you. You ain't got to actually reach. He gets those dumb reaching fouls. Those are the ones that get you. I would make him have basketball gloves on. Boxing gloves on during practice, and he don't even get to shoot. He just got to play defense the whole practice.
That's actually not a bad idea. That's interesting.
Score.
Not that I'm saying it would work. I just want to see it from an entertainment standpoint. It's not a bad idea.
That's what we used to do for the DBs that kept getting pass interferences. We put boxing gloves on them.
And then they had to practice with the entire practice?
Yeah, you can't grab. You see what I'm saying? You can't grab. You can't do anything.
Can't catch either.
Who cares? Most DBs ain't getting interceptions anyway. But
That's why they're DBs.
But you still can jam.
It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Are you the nozzle? We'll find out next.
Wednesday with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Can the Knicks make it 8 in a row when they host the Nuggets?
Just everybody being on the same page, being together, being on one string and stepping up for each other. It's great to see.
How far can this team go this season if they keep this roster? Don Hahn and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 60, puts you right in the center of the biggest game of the year. And when anything can happen during the Super Bowl, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If a player goes down in the first half, you still get paid out in cash immediately once your bet settles. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Amber and Ian. That's code Amber and Ian to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
So, who you got? New England or Seattle? The updated line has Seattle favored by 4.5. The total's 46, and the Wiz has the winner. Tune into the Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. and join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, as he breaks down the game. Plus, the Wiz talks college basketball, NBA, hockey, soccer, and UFC. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with the Wiz Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is making every moment of Super Bowl 60 count with DraftKings Live Millions, featuring over $5 million in prizes. Here's how it works. Open the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and get your promo token. Place a live bet of $1 or more on the Super Bowl, and you're in. And every live bet means another shot to win. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. Bet live for your your share of $5 million in prizes with code WHSQ in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY and 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Minimum odds minus 500. Prizes either bonus bets or single use 20% profit boost. Max bet $20 that expire in 30 days. See official rules at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos for entry period and free method of entry. Sponsored by Crown Gaming, Inc.
This is the Michael K. Show.
It's Aaron Boone, Yankee manager. Now, you have a great life, and this is your 9th year as a Yankee manager, but how much does it gnaw at you that you have not yet been the last team standing in your time as Yankee manager?
That's really the one and only huge thing that does gnaw at me when it comes to this. So it does. Working like heck to fix that and to change that, but I understand it's attached to me.
The Michael K. Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Let's do it. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. One guy chiming in, it's not just the reach-in fouls. The other problem with Cat, and I agree with this, is the offensive fouls as well. That's problematic. Some of those offensive fouls are just mind-numbingly stupid.
You talking about offensive fouls, so him?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the most swift guy. Like,
no,
he's like the perfect blend between the old centers and the new centers. So there's a bit of awkwardness to his movements. It's not like he moves like Bam Adebayo, who's kind of like a 4. He's a traditional straight up. Like, he don't even move as fluid as like Anthony Davis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like an awkward, shoulders slouched over, 7 foot. I think we forget because he shoots the 3 and he's rolled his shoulders over that he's 7 foot. You know what I mean? Like this, you know what I mean? Like, that's how most 7-footers move, man.
Don't forget Michael K. coming up 1 hour from now. He has got Carlos Mendoza, the Met manager, on. But for the moment, we've got a little game called Am I the Nozzle?
There are two sides to every story.
Everybody need to keep a cool booty, okay?
We're here to judge.
I plead the fifth.
Am I right?
Adoring.
Or am I the nozzle?
I was wrong.
So here is the premise of the game. If you want to call it a game, it's more of a judgment on our part. Premise is this: we're presented with a situation. You've probably done this in your life where you're in the middle of something and you wonder, am I in the wrong here? Am I the one who's being a nozzle? Am I the one who's being a loser in all of this?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need that outside perspective. We are here to give that outside perspective as Tom Bauer will present several cases, and we will say whether or not the individual in question is the nozzle or if it's somebody else. Tom, did I explain that properly?
You hit it 100% right on the dot.
Okay. So, Tom, nozzle away.
I will. And I'm going to start with James Harden because I have a problem with this whole trade that happened between him and Cleveland. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Diamond Club out in Cleveland. That is a place involving one of James Harden's favorite activities. They have a nice sign outside that says, "Welcome to Cleveland, James Harden." So they know what they're doing. They're capitalizing on this trade.
Hey, we used to talk about the impact of LeBron James to downtown Cleveland. here comes James.
That's right.
Help the economy.
It certainly will. But Ramona Shelburne spoke with James Harden, and apparently he denied asking for a trade from the Clippers, and I just don't know if I can believe him, really. He has a statement, and I'm going to read it. In life, not even just basketball, when things don't work out, there are ways to end things in relationships without having to crack each other. Okay, maybe we just don't see a future with each other. Maybe we just outgrew each other, wherever the case may be. I feel like other situations weren't like that, and that's why I can respect Steve and L and T. Lou, because they didn't put me in a weird position as much as everybody tried to make it like that. I'm sorry, after you've had how many trades in like 5 years? 4 of them? I don't believe you here.
I mean...
Am I the nozzle for not believing what James has to say here?
Reread that first line to me, please.
In life, not even just basketball. When things don't work out, there are ways to end things in relationships without having to crack each other.
When has he not cracked somebody? I mean, he's cracked the Rockets. He cracked the Nets.
He cracked Daryl
Morey.
Morey.
The Sixers. He said Daryl Morey's a liar
in China.
In China. At a youth basketball clinic.
China.
By the way, Daryl Morey is a loser. He is a liar.
One of my favorite things to ever hear.
There are ways to not crack them, and I want to thank them for not putting me in the position to be the bad guy. Oh, come on. You are not the nozzle. James Harden is absolutely the nozzle in this. Bart?
Come on, man. We this is the crazy part. They started off like 6 and like 11 or something crazy. They've been on actually like one of the hottest streaks and the hottest runs going on right now. And this one you ask out when we figured it out. And Kawhi is like, well, we'll still be my boy. I respect his thoughts. That's because Kawhi's been that other guy too. You know, he told Toronto, peace. I ain't staying here in Canada. So I mean, you talk about that. But absolutely, we all know what. I just don't know, like Cleveland.
This might be one of those cases where he got Cleveland, and it was, you might think the grass is greener, but it's actually pretty brown over there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, I know you're in the Eastern Conference, but you're still the third best team, maybe fourth best team in Cleveland. What's more complexing about like Cleveland is like what's going on in with the Magic. You know, I just don't know like where he's from. L.A. He lives in L.A. Why the hell you want to get traded to Cleveland? Like when y'all look like y'all playing better.
I don't know, man. They not look like they have been playing a lot better.
Right. And like Kawhi's been healthy. They deep. They got Brook Lopez. They got, you know what I mean? They still got who's the other big man they got?
Mobley.
No. I'm talking about the Clippers. I just don't know why he thinks that it's a better roster over there. But, you know, he has his reasons. Maybe he wants to try and be a Midwest guy. He's tried every other place. That's the only reason he's never played for.
You talking about Zubac?
Yeah, Zubac.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only region he's never played at. The Midwest. So maybe he's just trying to get it in. He's covered all the corners.
Is he the nozzle or not?
Yes, he's the nozzle.
Of course. I just wanted to clarify. That's all. Nozzle. Not you, Tom. You're not the nozzle in this case.
I'm glad I'm not.
Well, not this case.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. In this case.
Well, we'll see if I'm the nozzle going forward because I've got 2 weird ones coming up here.
Okay.
And we're going to actually keep things in the Midwest, and I'm going to talk about a situation that's happening with the Chicago White Sox. So, Bart, I want to ask you first. When you were a free agent, was there anything that a team offered you or that you requested from the team to kind of help make a pitch as to why you want to be a New York Jet or wherever you want to be?
Huh? Say that again?
Like you wanted somebody else to make the pitch, like a celebrity pitch or something like that?
Have you requested anything from the organizations that you played for to make you more comfortable or to make you sign there?
Well, they did. Like, I know here we signed a guy because we had a ham and cheese sandwich. And the receiver that we signed a couple years ago, because they gave him the
Taylor ham and egg thing?
Yeah.
Pork roll, by the way, not Taylor ham. That doesn't exist.
Stop it.
Yeah, Mike Williams with the Taylor ham.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Pork roll.
And then they gave me some corned beef sandwiches, I think, from Cats.
But there wasn't anything that you asked for specifically?
Nah.
Okay.
Just the money.
What do you got?
Okay,
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, here's a weird one. So apparently the White Sox new free agent signee, Japanese slugger Muntaka Murakami, he requested that a bidet be put in the clubhouse of the Chicago White Sox.
All right. Now, can we talk about this for a second?
Yes.
Cleanliness is godliness.
I understand this, but is it just me? Doesn't it just seem like you can cause more of a mess with a bidet than without one? Maybe it's because I've only...
Have you ever had the water squirt in your butt?
Just like once, and maybe I didn't know what I was doing. Off? No, it was just like it splashing all over the place.
I never knew. Is that water warm? You probably can make it warm.
Ish. It's not freezing cold.
See, the thing is,
I would figure that you would have had a bidet in your house.
I do.
Okay.
I just never use it.
Okay. See, I don't know if this is just me.
But I don't know.
Doesn't it make a bigger mess splashing it all over the place?
Mine came with the house, but now they have it, like, mine is totally separate. Like, you understand? Like,
no, it's two different things.
Yeah, mine's on the other side, but they have the bidets that's kind of...
My brother had one in an apartment he rented.
But it's one that is like where they're combos, right? Like where it's both.
I believe so.
But I just get nervous because I know what I just put in there. Like, I don't know if I want it shooting up. I want to go over to another side and that's only clean water, like a butt bath. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But
I don't know.
I always wonder about that. A butt bath, you got to clean your butt. I mean.
No, I'm just wondering, where do you think the water's coming from? It's coming from the same source out of the
They're
wall.
all pipes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, do you use the bidet after you flush?
I think it's.
Or do you flush before you wipe?
Do you go back and forth? You do this, then you do that, then you go back and clean it up?
I'm talking about the procedure.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know if all of a sudden I'm sitting, I just want to feel some warm water on my butt when I know what's underneath it.
I understand the premise of what it's for.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is, if you're spraying water up there, is there any control about where the water's going? Like, it would strike me that it's splashing all over the place.
No. It goes back down, right? If it hits it, it drips back down.
I gotta.
But do you need? So this one, do you need some type of rag?
You still gotta clean it up at some point.
But I guess you do that with the tissue, and then you use the bidet after.
I don't know.
Well, the whole procedure we can look up on WikiHow if we need to.
But I bet you could feel good, like if it has they got the tallest with the warmer seats.
Why not just use the wipes?
No, they got they got the taller with the it's warm.
Yeah,
it's heated.
Yes,
and then if it hits you,
I don't have one of those.
I wonder if it hit the berries. Nice warm water just kind of hitting the berries. That could feel good.
Tom, how about it?
So, any rate, apparently this is a thing that Japanese players have requested because it's like a standard over in Japan.
They think we nasty. We got dingleberries just stuck in our butt.
So I'm trying to see, is it a nozzle for me to say that, why do you need to request this if you're not proven? Or are they not the nozzle for actually approving it because it helps them feel more comfortable?
Maybe he eats a lot of fish and he poops a lot.
Tom, your thoughts?
No comment on that.
I would say that, listen, if a bidet is going to make the guy feel more comfortable.
It's cultural, though. I get it. That's like saying, hey, man, don't serve me no bacon. Can you guys please get beef bacon because I don't eat pork?
Yeah, listen, if you don't want to give the guy a bidet.
I think you should do that.
I think you should, too. Make him comfortable. If you don't, but did the White Sox not do it?
They did do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you know what's crazy? You know how, maybe in some cultures, they don't use the bathroom in front of each other? You know, we just have stalls. And it used to be back in the day when I was in high school, it was a stall without any separators. You know what I'm saying? You just
eyes front, buddy. Eyes front.
Yeah, exactly. And now you go to some restaurants now they just got a tub. It's like a elevated the tallest you have that you hit it goes in the floor. It kind of rolls all the way up. The urinal goes all the way up the wall.
Yeah.
Now they have them now when you go and it's
you're talking like a trough.
Yeah, it's like
the troughs are old.
Yeah, but they bringing them back. You go to some of these restaurants, it's troughs. But then
I can do without the trough.
But hey, look straight, buddy. Quit. Hey,
exactly. Eyes front. All right, Tom. Aren't you glad you brought this one up?
Yeah.
I
I told you it'd be weird.
I say if you don't give him that, you're being an nozzle. The guy's got it's cultural and it's making him feel comfortable.
But my question is, what if players man, I'm gonna try that bidet out. No, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? Because now he may not be in a line. Guys might be just lining up for one. Like, man, I want to go to the bidet, man. I like that how that hot water feels. I go in there and read a book.
Bidet, not bidet.
Well, bidet, whatever.
Whatever. Any rate,
tomato. Come on, Tom.
I got one more for you, and this is another weird one. This is a personal
tomato, bidet.
And this one's a personal gripe of mine.
Potato.
Go ahead.
Why do we listen to a stupid groundhog if it's going to tell us if we have 4 to 6 more weeks of the winter?
Yeah.
Because Punxsutawney Phil has a success rate. By the way, the National Weather Service, they did a study on this. An accuracy rate of 35%.
Yes.
Compared to Staten Island Chuck, who hits at 85% of the time.
Yes, he does.
Why do we listen to the stupid groundhog from Pennsylvania?
First of all, didn't de Blasio kill the last Staten Island Chuck by dropping him?
Yeah,
he died like 4 days later.
Yeah, there was a drop-in
internal
situation.
bleeding. Yeah, good job, de Blasio.
He killed
he dropped him.
Peter, what did he drop him on a stump?
I don't know what he dropped. He dropped him, period, on the floor. The poor animal's internal bleeding and died 4 days later.
They take him to the vet. They had him on life support.
We got guys leaving dead bears off in dead bear cubs off in Central Park. We got this. Come on. Just I mean, it's a.
Wasn't that the kitty died that said he shot a bear or killed the bear or something?
Yeah, it was what's his head? RFK.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then he dropped off the bear carcass in like Central Park.
Wow.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, yes, it was weird.
That's the guy we want for health.
My dog caught in a groundhog, and she had no idea what to do with it. She just carried it around for a sec, then dropped it again, and then went and caught it again. Because the groundhog can't move. Anyway, I couldn't. You know what? Punxsutawney Phil, nozzle. Bag it, loser. Enough with you. I mean, can we at least be better than 50%? I get it that these people out in Pennsylvania need something to celebrate. But that's it? February 2nd, where we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter? I mean, it is that line from the movie. It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray. And it's going to last for the rest of your life.
Hey, Sanders. Groundhog Dog. Come on, man.
Sanders?
That wasn't his name? The dude that kept stepping in the puddle?
No. Bill Murray's character on it. Ned Ryerson was the guy who kept pointing it out. Yeah. Ned Ryerson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch that last step. It's a doozy.
I would have kicked his ass right in the chest.
You know me, needle nose Ned the head.
Thunder kick.
Dated your sister until you told me to stop in the 8th grade. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Don't miss Mets manager Carlos Mendoza as he joins the Michael Kay Show live today at 1:30 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Sunday is your last call for football, and all week long, FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is on the receiving markets, like receiving yards over-unders, alternate lines on receiving yards, and most receiving yards in the game. JSN's yard total is really high at 93.5 yards. What if you took an alternate line at 80-plus yards and have the odds boosted? You can get involved with JSN for the most receiving yards in this game and so many other things. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use that day's profit boost. So whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something extra to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball. The action starts tonight at Pig Beach with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nuggets, Pig Beach is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m. Team ESPN will be giving away plenty of ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 3537 36th Street, ground floor in Astoria. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials and cool prizes all game long at Pig Beach in Astoria.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering 25% off windows and doors and 0% APR for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends February 28th, 2026.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
It was on again the other day. I think they play it on a loop now on a channel on Groundhog Day. It is a great movie. It is a great, great movie. A couple of the other ones here. KJ Jammer. Carlin definitely has a bidet. Have you watched his food reviews? I do not have a bidet. And again, though I think I've used one once in my life, and it was splashing all over the place. Maybe it was because I didn't know how to use it. It was like I was maybe you had, it's not even 20, I don't think.
You could have had your ass too close.
Could have been that too.
You wrong angle too, you know what I'm saying?
What's the right angle? Shouldn't I just be standing over it?
Because you want the stream to kind of come and like flow it down, right? See, but you probably was sitting too deep into the tall and it was splashing up.
Well, I wasn't trying to sit on it. I knew you didn't sit on it. But it's not.
You got to get your angle right.
I'm good. I haven't had any hygienic problems.
Get you ready for a colonic. How do you know? You ain't been down there.
You want to tell me something? We can find out right now.
Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't know? You know what I'm saying?
We can find out right now. Let's hit Darren in Newark next on ESPN New York. Darren, what's going on, buddy boy? How you doing? Darren!
What's up, guys? How you making out?
Good. You?
I'm well. Hey, listen, I was just listening to some of the comments, and I love both of y'all, especially Bart. That's my man. But I really don't understand why the Knicks don't just go all in and just do what it takes to get Giannis.
Because we saw Carmelo.
If you can get assurances that he's healthy and he's ready to go, why wouldn't you do it? As long as it didn't involve, I would say, Brunson and the
OG.
What's his last name?
Anunoby?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
in other words,
those
you want to give up all of the players that mean nothing to you in order to get Giannis. That's what you're saying.
The problem is they don't have the draft pick.
That's not going to work.
They don't have the draft picks.
You don't have any draft picks?
No, you got no draft pick. You used them all up on Bridges.
I believe they have one pick if they wait till the summer to trade.
Right. So you gave all your picks up. That's why we were saying that Portland had to be involved, and that's where Drew Holiday name came up because they trying to dump that contract over there. See, that's the problem. The Knicks, they used all their stuff. If they wouldn't have signed Bridges, or if they wouldn't have signed Bridges, they would have had more than enough to be able to get Giannis. They gave up 5 first-round draft picks for
crazy
Bridges.
Well, I mean, listen, it was a killer, but This is why you are in the position that you are. If they had not traded for Bridges, I would ask you two questions. Would they have made the conference finals last year? I would say probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, did Bridges really make that big of a difference?
He didn't have a great year, and you know that if they didn't have Bridges, they probably would have DiVincenzo.
So that's one. And then two, if they did not have Bridges, would they be making this trade right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Blame Bridges.
Yeah.
He's the problem. He's the answer to all your problems.
It seems to me that
because they would have had DiVincenzo, they already had DiVincenzo, so they would have had their defensive guy and their 3-point shooter, and they would have had 5 first-round draft picks.
I mean, honestly, it's amazing that you can look back at a trade and feel that way.
How much better is Bridges than DiVincenzo? Is it Giannis good?
He was supposed to be a lot better. That's the problem.
Is it Giannis good?
No, he's not Giannis good.
No, what I'm saying is he good enough to mean that you don't get Giannis because of Bridges?
No.
So, there you go.
No. Now, listen, and we're even saying this.
And they still went ahead and paid him anyway.
Yes, they did. And even though it wasn't quite the max, but it was close enough. It was close enough. They made a big deal about how it wasn't the max. Well, yeah. It was close enough. It was a couple of million off. It was not any massive deal that they got. And secondly, in paying him, you doubled down on a mistake.
Yep.
And now you find yourself – it is amazing that they did make it to the conference finals last year, kind of in a lot of ways in spite of Bridges. I mean, that's remarkable. I mean, he wasn't horrible in the playoffs, but would you look at –
and he hit some big shots against the Pistons.
But would you say that Bridges was a big difference maker for them in the playoffs?
Nah, I think OG's been the only thing that's been worth the bang for the buck.
I would totally agree with that. Outside of Brunson.
Outside of Brunson. I mean, Cat, you like him, but it's just something. You know, you ever had somebody that you like, but it was just something that you just didn't like. It's just like, I know I shouldn't feel this way, but man, I don't know, man. I don't know about him.
Yeah.
But you look at his numbers and everything he's putting up, like, yeah, I just don't like how you get him.
Mm-hmm.
That's Cat.
You know who you just described? Mike McCarthy.
Exactly.
That's exactly who you just described. Exactly. Because you'd look at the other guys that he was compared to, whether it was Tomlin or Harbaugh, and you'd look at him and say, it's just something I don't like about him, when the records are basically the same.
Yep.
So it's exactly what we just went through with Mike McCarthy. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app. In mere moments, Michael Kay will be along with his show. It is the top sports midday show in the country. I don't care where you read otherwise. That's crap. And how I know is that today, Carlos Mendoza, the Met manager, will be joining him in roughly 35 minutes. All of that is on the way. Also, Mike Lupica, unless there's someone more famous he'd rather talk to. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York.
Wednesday with Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Can the Knicks make it 8 in a row when they host the Nuggets?
Just everybody being on the same page, being together, being on one string and stepping up for each other. It's great to see.
How far can this team go this season if they keep this roster? Don Hahn and Rosenberg today at 3 on